make sure we're live. All right, we're live. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Gamer's Grotto. I'm joined with Stu from Stu's Game Reviews as we tackle more of the Atari 50th anniversary celebration on the PS5. The last time we streamed this, it didn't turn out quite so well. We had a lot of lag, a lot of issues. So I deleted that stream, and we're going to start again from where we left off in the last stream.
We are?
Yes.
No,
yes.
no!
Yes! All right.
Don't forget you have to share play with me.
Trying to remember, I believe we were right here. Minor 2049er.
Cannot do the entire stream, it's just ridiculous franchise. All
right, so I'm gonna. So I guess I'll send you a screen share, or do you want to just watch on your phone? What are you up for?
No, send me a screen share, otherwise I'll be fine.
All right. There you go. Minor 2049er. Minor 2049er, based on the Atari computer game by Bill Hogue that can be played elsewhere in this collection, was just one of hundreds of third-party Atari 2600 games that packed the shelves in 1983, although it was of higher quality than most.
So, can I say something about this game?
You can. Of course you can.
First of all, I used to have this on my Atari 8-bit computer, which I think it says it's in the collection elsewhere. That version is like really awesome, definitive version, but this Atari, the price Atari version is okay. But that's all I was going to say. What I was going to say is that this company, it's called Big 5 Software, they actually made like the most advanced games of the TRS-80. Pretty much every single game they made was for TRS-80. They made like 8 or 9 games. And then they moved to Atari, and they made this Minor 2049er and the sequel, and that was it. And they went out of business after that. They stopped making games. So like, it was actually a company with a major TRS-80 roots, just FYI. I know your viewers are very interested in that information.
Well, I mean, that's why I bring you on here, though, to learn about, because you collect all this stuff, right? So, I mean, you would have more knowledge than most, and you'd be able to tell me if these guys in the videos are making shit up or are being honest.
I actually have 3 copies. Of this game. One for IBM, which is kind of like IBM. One the original Atari 8-bit, and then I also have the ColecoVision version, which has some extra levels. Okay. I really like this game. I used to play this as a kid, and it's an awesome game.
Very cool. So when did this come out?
Oh, and I mentioned last time. Probably 1982 around. And I mentioned last time they couldn't fit this. It says 1982 in it. I mentioned last time they couldn't actually fit the whole game into the Atari 2600. There was like 10 levels of most of the versions.
Oh yes, you did say that. And then some levels were cut.
Right, so I think there's only 3 levels in this, and there's another game called Minor 2049 Part 2, which is like really rare for 2600. I don't have it. I mean, but yeah, it's fairly rare. That has like a few more of the levels or something like that.
Interesting.
Of course, by Tiger Vision, which is the company that made the Tiger electronic camera.
So we're gonna hop into this and play it. All right, Atari 2600 release year 1983, Minor 2049er follows the example of early platform games, but adds new gameplay mechanics like shoots and various obstacles. While the original Atari 800 version featured 10 levels, this 2600 port only offers interpretations of 3. So there you go. So you're right.
I like how they say interpretations also, because it's basically not very good.
Just a shitty game. Alright.
Yeah, so you were playing this last time, you were confused a little bit. Those little things look like, irons and coffee cups or whatever, those are basically like your Pac-Man power pellets. And you take those, you can kill the monsters for a short period of time.
But I have to jump over top and not die?
Not like that, yeah.
Yeah.
The goal is to walk on all the floor, like the purple floor.
Yeah.
All like walk on all of it is basically.
Yes, and avoid the chute.
Yeah, but you have to actually go down the chutes because otherwise you can't get the ground that's underneath the chute, so it's actually sort of difficult. Yeah, I think the
Okay.
left piece of the chute is what makes you go down.
So I just have to jump over top of that area. Here we go.
Yeah, so you eventually got to get. If you want to clear the level, you got to get all of it. So it's a little bit challenging.
I have to get all of the objects?
No, not all the objects. You got to get all the floor. Like your job is like to paint the floor with your feet.
Oh, really?
I know what you're actually supposed to be doing, but yeah, you better go get that guy quickly while the power is going. This guy's blinking, so he's about to run out. Oh shit! Oh shit! Jump, get that power thing! Jump, 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 jump! Good job, dude. It's hard.
Yeah, no, it totally is. It's not easy. I didn't realize that my goal was to paint the floor, though, so that's interesting. So I'm gonna have to...
Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to really be doing, but that's what I was told, painting the floor. And
you can't even get that. Well, that doesn't make any sense because you can't even get that mark over on the far right.
Well, you gotta jump. You gotta jump to it. But every level of this game is a little bit different. So like this level is just like chutes and ladders. You gotta jump. You gotta jump over that hole. No, from the other levels. But like the next level, I think has elevators. There's a level with like a seesaw or something. Like each level had a little different beginning. Yeah, just to beat this one level is going to be a challenge.
Oh, it's not like Pac-Man where you can just go over to the other side of the screen.
Yeah. You're lucky to fall off, too. You gotta jump over this hole. There you go. See, only the left side of the chute makes you fall. So you can actually jump to and then jump back.
That is kind of strange.
There you go. So you beat this level, you do pretty good. Once you get the hang of it. Oh no!
Oh my god, I have to paint it all over again? Jesus Christ, it's like the worst.
I know, it's not fair.
Carpenter's worst nightmare is what this game should be called.
It is pretty hard. But I will say, like, you know, Weirdest Related Games, the 2600 is pretty complex, you know?
Oh yeah, no. No, I do like it. As strange as it is. It's gonna be really hard to get that end without falling off.
You just have to be precision. You see, for those ones at the chutes, the best strategy is like get them all at the same time, like start at the top and all the way down, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely hard.
Well, that's what I was saying in one of the previous streams, is that modern day games are so easy. They're literally made for... Go ahead.
In a modern day game, it would be like clear 70% of the floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
You wouldn't have a goal to do everything. If you did, you'd be like the completionist or whatever. Also, modern day games, it would be like fall damage. I think fall damage is too cheap.
Well, it depends on the game. I know that a lot of more modern FPSs, they don't even have fall damage anymore. They've removed it.
And it should have, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Alright, get the other guy quickly too. Alright, good.
See, initially when he was walking over the floor, I thought that the floor was breaking, and I thought that's what that was signifying. I didn't realize I was actually painting the floor with my feet. Well. Oh, that doesn't actually kill you. Okay, that's interesting.
surprised you didn't die. Because I thought you almost went through that monster. Go left, go left.
So we just got...
You gotta get that you gotta get that iron for that monster.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's my next goal. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make that jump. Just gonna have to go up here.
The noise is very annoying.
Oh, it totally is. I mean, that was kind of the appeal of these old games, was the annoying sounds to annoy your parents with.
Definitely shoot, definitely shoot. No, wait. Oh my god, you made...
By the skin of my teeth. I don't even know how that happened.
Hey, you can jump to the right, get that. Jump to the right.
Okay.
Jump to the right. Yeah, jump back. Let's do the top one now. Do the same thing at the top level.
And then grab the chute last. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Right. Jump. You gotta jump over the chute and come out the other side, and you should have it. Oh my god, you're gonna do it. Alright!
Level 2. Oh, you know what? Oh no! I reset. I meant to hit the pause menu to save. Can you believe that? Oh my lord!
At least you got to level 2 for half a second.
For half a second.
You reset the game. That was pretty funny. You're not gonna really play it yet, are you?
No, probably not. No,
if it's fun, you can.
Well, there's too many games still left to cover, so. But now I know how to play it, so I'll come back to that at some point.
Yeah, I felt like that was a real accomplishment.
Yeah. Saboteur. Atari designer Howard Scott Warshaw's final game would have been a shooter called Saboteur. Warshaw left the company before it was completed, and it was never released. This playable version is a nearly finished prototype. Atari 2600 unreleased prototype. Yar's Revenge designer Howard Scott Warshaw created this multi-stage action game, only to see it shelved by Atari before he finished it. A complete and polished version of the original game is presented here.
This game they were selling for a long time, like on Atari.
I remember this. From last time.
Yeah, it looks like ET, which is Howard Scott Warshaw wrote ET. Also, so this is like code for ET. But I don't know how to play this.
I don't know how to play it either.
David Gorfons, it says. Is it like the alien version of the Fonz? Or Fonz?
Huh.
Hey, David Gorfons, Richie.
I got shot by that thing. Alright. Okay, so I'm guessing that ship that's raising in the bottom left is the thing that we want to protect.
That's your Schwanz. Sorry.
That's my what? Oh, I see. Let's get my channel banned already.
Oh, it happened. Something. It says kill warhead on bottom. Okay.
Yeah, so I have to shoot it at the... This is going great. Jesus.
Okay. I don't know what the hell's going on here. There's a time limit. Oh no.
Well, I have to avoid that ball that he's launching around, as well as his... yeah, this is nuts.
Looks like a pong ball. He's playing pong with you.
Well, I think I died.
Russian music.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting. I don't know how. I can understand why it wasn't released.
Yeah, no. It's so good.
Atari shelved it. I wonder why. Jesus.
Well, then you left the company too. Quite
yeah. Gravitar, a conversion of the 1982 arcade game. The 2600 version of Gravitar keeps the basic gameplay of navigating the gravitational pull of a planet, but loses the high-resolution vector graphics. Here's a look at the box.
So, just FYI, this game, like this is not the original box. The original box is silver. You can go on eBay right now and buy a copy of this red box sealed for like $20.
Stu, can I get you to do me a favor and just your mic is very quiet. If there's a way that we can, let me see.
Oh, okay. Let me hold on a second. Let me see if I can fix that.
I'll also try something on my end as well.
Oh, I will try to fix that, but before I do you know what I was saying about this box?
Do I recognize anything about the box?
Let me fix my mic, then I'll tell you.
All right.
This is better?
Yes, that's a lot better.
Okay. So what I was saying was, this is actually the re-release of this game. What they're showing you the box here,
Okay.
because the original. So if you go on eBay right now, you can buy this game shrink wrapped in the box, brand new, for like $25. But the original release was a silver box,
Okay.
and that one, like, if you try to buy it, it'll be like hundreds of dollars basically, just because it's the earlier release. Same exact game, but.
Okay.
I'm surprised they didn't show the earlier release here, but maybe they don't care.
Yeah, probably not. You got a barcode scanner? Maybe we can scan this and see what comes up.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Right.
And thanks for telling me that my audio was bad. If it gets bad again, let me know.
Yeah, no problem. And we can't even play it. Look at that. It's just a box.
Oh, that sucks.
We get to look at the box, I guess. All right.
That's weird.
Yeah. Sword Quest Waterworld, the third in the third in the Sword Quest series. Waterworld was sold exclusively through the Atari Club mail order service, and original cartridges are thus very difficult to find in any condition today.
AK expensive.
Yeah. A prize fit for a king. The September-October 1983 issue of Atari Age magazine announced the availability of Waterworld. Dangling the promise of winning the solid gold crown, Atari canceled the Sword Quest competition following Waterworld's release, although it is reported that it held a secret final round and awarded the crown to an anonymous winner. So what?
Do you like games? Like I have a
Do I like policy. Games? What?
Let me finish what I was saying. I have a general policy where I don't play games where there's a contest involved.
Oh.
Because I figure, like, if there's a contest, it means they made the game impossible on purpose. And I want to, like, have fun, not, like, be the smartest person who ever lived and figure out some contest.
The contests are just made to make more sales of the game. They don't give a
shit. I know, but it makes the game, like, impossible to play. Like, the whole thing with these Sword Quest things is like, it came with a comic book, like it said, and then you do some, like, figure out some cryptic puzzle. Like, then you don't even know there's a puzzle there, but, like, figure out some cryptic something and then, like, figure out what to do in the game based on that and hope you're right. It wasn't about, like, really skill. It was more about, like, solving the clues. Or, like, they have that game Treasure Quest. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
There's a game Treasure Quest that features Terry Farrell, for Jadzia Dax from Deep Space Nine.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like it was a CD-ROM adventure game. When they put the game out, they said whoever can solve the puzzle, like in the game, will win $1 million or something. And then, like, they sold it for years, and they kept saying the puzzle's still unsolved. then eventually, like, somebody supposedly solved it and got the $1 million, I guess. But like, I never had any desire to play that game, even though Terry Farrell's in it. That's like the only attraction. But I never had any desire to play that game because I figured it's impossible and there's no walkthrough or anything. So like, I'll just be frustrated. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the same thing with these sword
So
quest games.
what kind of a game was it? Was it an FMV game then, or something, or?
That was like, yeah, like a first-person adventure FMV game or something like that.
Interesting.
And this game is also like first-person, sort of. It's really,
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of bad.
Yeah, no, I played the other Sword Quest games in this. On this, they have all the Sword Quest games in this collection.
Yeah, it's like you're going through these corridors. Like that's like the main part of the game, and you don't know what the hell's going on. Basically, that's how I describe it.
Now it's interesting. It says here, he or she will win a spectacular golden crown, glittering with diamonds, emeralds, and rubies, and valued at $25,000. Then it's on to the finals for a chance at the grand prize, the $50,000 Sword of Ultimate Sorcery.
Sheesh.
Nice just picture like this old man telling his kids, I won that sword back in 1983. I was playing a game
Well,
on my Atari. Yeah, I was a sorcerer and I went around and I beat the shit out of things and I won this here sword. And the grandkids are like, Mom, I think it's time to put Dad into a home.
Well, wouldn't it be cool that if he then like lifted up the sword and then like he became like young again because it's the sword of ultimate sorcery?
There you go, He-Man. You become He-Man.
He-Man. Right. Or like Sword of Omens from Thundercats.
By the power of shitty by the power of shitty prizes, I have the power. Sword Quest Waterworld comic. The comic included with each copy of Sword Quest Waterworld. This was the final comic produced, since Sword Quest Airworld was never completed on the Atari 2600. So we're not going to actually...
It's on this collection though. They made a version of it.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. It'll probably be in this section that we're in right now. I'm not going to actually read this comic out because I don't give a shit. But I'll scroll through it for our viewers. But it's pretty cool.
You know, there was a comic in the comics called Atari Force. Because like DC owned Atari, so they made an Atari Force comic about like some people play Atari or something. I never read that comic. Every time I saw it like in the 50-cent bin, and we just keep on going. Nobody. I never saw anybody ever buy that comic even. But anyway.
Yeah. Air World artwork. Preliminary artwork by Warren Chang, intended to be used for the Sword Quest Air World cover. Wait, so I guess Air World is in here. Oh, there you go. There's Air World. That's the one that was not released, right?
There you go.
Right.
That's awesome.
Sword Quest Air World. Atari never released Sword Quest Air World, and thus it never gave out the final prizes of the Philosopher's Stone or the Sword of Ultimate Sorcery. In this all-new game, created in 2022 for Atari's 50th anniversary, you can experience what Air World could have been. So let's go to... we'll do
sure it's just as cryptic as the other one.
Yeah, probably. We'll play this one first, and then we'll go on to Air World. Atari 2600, release year 1983, offering a mix of twitch action and exploration. The rarest Sword Quest cartridge was only sold by mail order to members of the Atari Club. Waterworld's puzzle was solved, and as required by law, a final round of the contest was held, but the winner's identity and the fate of the solid gold crown of life are unknown to this day.
It'd be funny if it like pans out the video and you see like the narrator's wearing the crown.
I don't know what happened to the crown. I no clue.
Okay, it definitely looks like Waterworld. It was like swimming or something.
Oh, I guess I wasn't playing before? I don't know what the hell happened there. Oh, Jesus. Am I supposed to avoid all these sharks? This is insane.
So all these games were programmed by that guy Todd Fry. Oh, look at this. Well, it looks like a game now for a second. It's like a take the eye and the lady's shoes and take the bag. I don't think you can do anything.
I don't think it's letting me grab them. Hang on, let me look at my controls.
There's only one button. Not telling you.
Action X.
There's only one button.
It's not letting me grab them then.
I know it's. This is just like what do they call it? Like an artistic game.
Yeah, very. Look at that.
You cannot actually pick up the.
I'm having a seizure up here.
You cannot pick up the letter E. You can only. Oh, look at that, squids. I don't know how you're doing, but looks like you can breathe underwater indefinitely.
Do you remember the turbo button, which would slow down some games? I wish I had that right here. Jesus.
Oh,
Hi,
Yuck.
Yuck. I don't know. I think you're new to my channel or something. All right.
Is this Yick or Yak? Oh, it's a 2. I think you got to the next room. There's only right a 1.
I did after like 16 hours of being bonked
so
by jellyfish.
There's a bag, and can you put that thing inside the other thing? Probably not.
It's not even letting me pick anything up, which is very strange.
Let's say these games are so cryptic.
So I have all these objects littered on the ground, but I can't grab any of them. So far, this is fantastic.
You say hi to me, Yuck.
I did say hi to you.
Hi, Yuck. Is this Yick or Yak speaking?
We did say hi to you.
Say hi to who?
He asked if we could say hi to him. And
who asked that?
The Yik Yak guy.
Oh, I did not hear. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Okay. What the hell? You did something. You picked something up? What happened?
Yeah, I did finally pick something up.
And you haven't.
Finally.
It's in the inventory.
Oh, you just walk.
Both of it.
I think you just walk over it. Nope.
You gotta walk. What?
I don't know.
What just happened?
I don't know.
There's a crowd and it showed like a candle.
I think you can only pick up. Can you only pick up 3 things? I think that's. Okay. Yeah, you can only pick up 3 things. I don't want to. Oh my god. Okay.
This game is only for Mensa members. If you're not a Mensa member, you can't play. I'm not even kidding.
I know. How do I get rid of that flashing? I don't want any of my object to... This... Oh, there we go.
Oh, you turned from a box back into a person. Good job.
Yeah.
Well, you going back the wrong way?
What? No.
Go back the way you...
No, because this is now Sky. I'm going forward.
No, I think it's not Sky. I think it's...
It's incredible that 50 years happened from the Atari. We had a long path.
Oh yeah, no. Atari has Atari was basically created video games.
I think these are icebergs.
Icebergs?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. They're in the water.
Okay. Well, that was great. I couldn't even go up.
You're on 3 now, I think. What the hell's going on here?
Your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. Right.
Do you remember Todd Fry was in the interview before? He's the guy who made this game, I think. He was saying, like, oh, when all those Activision people left, it's okay because we still have great game programmers at Atari, like himself.
Oh, yeah?
I really questioned that. He's also the guy that made the Atari 2600 Pac-Man.
I got the net. I think it's a net.
It's like a knight. Yeah, maybe it's a net. Who the hell knows? It looks like a pineapple to me.
Oh, maybe. It's either a pineapple, a net, or a wasp nest.
Yeah, wasp nest. Look at a bomb. Oh, and more stuff in here. Great.
Look, it's a toilet. No, I don't know.
It's a chair, I think.
Yeah, I know.
That's well, this is 4, so you remove 4, I guess. For all the good that'll do.
I feel like I want this sword. I feel like the sword would be the most beneficial out of all the objects.
Well, you got it. This is called Sword Quest, so you get the sword, you should be done. Right?
just grab the sword and leave the room. Game over.
That's what you win.
Best game on Atari by far.
Use the sword to stab the Eskimo guy. What is that?
Is that what I'm supposed to do? Are you trying to get me killed?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
What you're doing? I don't know what this game is doing. Oh, you did something again.
I don't know what that.
Yeah, neither do I. You got that. You got. I think that's like a.
All right, hold up. Let's look at the instructions.
That's a 3D chess set you just got.
Fantastic. That'll help me out in my adventure for sure. I can stop and play chess randomly.
That'll be much better than this actual game, I think.
Yeah. Waterworld is primarily a puzzle. There are 7 rooms. Scattered throughout these rooms are 16 magical objects, which are related to each room and to the 7 rooms. Isolating the rooms from each other are 3 skill and action tests, which you'll need to master in order to successfully enter a room and manipulate all the objects in that room.
Oh, is that what you're doing? Manipulating the objects? Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
go ahead.
I'll be honest, this doesn't seem like the best game I've played in this collection so far.
No,
this seems kind of weird, let's be fair. I don't even know what I'm doing.
It might be the worst.
It's either I don't know what the objects are, or, oh, look, it's a money purse.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, that is the last thing I would have thought that was.
Money purse? The thing I thought was a 3D
pineapple,
chess set.
yeah, chess set, pineapple.
That's a chalice.
Wasp nest.
No, the thing that I thought was a 3D chess set is it's a chalice. That's funny.
And the thing you thought was an Eskimo is a talisman of passage.
What the hell's that?
I don't know.
The thing you thought was a toilet was actually a throne, so you were right.
Ah, see? Ha
Oh my goodness.
Hints. Here's some hints. Power on. Press reset to start. Those are your...
That's a hint?
That's a hint.
Oh my god.
Remember to put in the game before playing. No, I'm making a joke.
I can't see it. It's like so small.
I can zoom it in.
Oh, this is like a clue book or something? What is
I think
this?
so. I think so. It's clues by the developers.
Oh.
Power on, press reset to start. You're in the sea of sharks. Try to swim to the other side of the screen. There is a time limit for this particular skill and action test. If you succeed in swimming past the sharks within the time limit, an image of the ultimate sword of sorcery will appear briefly, and you will enter room 1 with all objects in that room available to you. If you fail to swim past the sharks, the word sword quest will appear instead, and you will enter room 1 with only the shoes of stealth available to you. Okay, fair enough.
Wait a second. Keep reading.
Huh?
Keep reading. Read number 2.
2. With the red button pressed down, move your joystick until your playing figure is directly over the shoes. It may take a few passes until you make the right connection, but when you do, the shoes will be transferred to the backpack at the bottom of the screen.
So wait a second. What the hell is that? Does that mean they're saying like we programmed this badly and we admit it? It may take a few passes before it works? That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, pretty much. It'll work. It'll work eventually.
It's PS.
Patches? What's patches? We don't have patches. We just make games badly from the start.
Yeah.
Observe what happens during that transfer. Make a note of it. If nothing happens, then note that nothing happened. When you transfer the shoes in room 1 from the room to the backpack. By leaving objects in the backpack, you can carry them as you travel from room to room. So leave the shoes in the backpack, carry them with you to the next room, exit from room 1 through one of the lower exits. Oops, you're caught in a school of octopi. Okay, try to swim past them into the opening at the bottom of the screen. If you succeed in swimming past the school of octopi, you'll enter room 2 with all objects in that room visible and available to you. If you fail, only the cloak of invisibility will be available to you.
This game is not doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, tell you that.
No, it really doesn't. It's just like we programmed this game wrong. The game.
Yeah, it's like play it. You want a crown? Play, sucker. Ha ha ha. Play.
With the
That's
red
basically what it
button
is.
pressed down, move your playing figure directly over the carrying pouch symbol. You will be transferred to the pouch in the form of a flashing square. Cursor. With your joystick, move the flashing square cursor directly over the shoes and press the red button. Now observe what happens. You get a hint.
That's a hint.
More hint.
How did your person get transferred into a pouch?
That's your question out of all the stuff we've read so far?
That's what it says. You get transferred to a pouch in the form of a flashing square. What the hell does that even mean?
Well, as they said earlier, they did do a lot of drugs when making these games, so let's be fair.
Except for David Crane.
The sword and the amulet are related to each other. You now know that they belong together in one or more of the rooms and are part of a set that can trigger a numerical clue. Make a note of this. Your tasks from here on is to take all the objects into all of the rooms and make a note of what happens when you transfer each object back and forth from the... You know what? This is stupid.
Yeah, okay.
Literally, there is no game here. It's just literally just
I'm telling you, it's like they just made whatever crap they could make. This is not. They wanted to make it cryptic on purpose, right? I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like playing games like this, because they're designed so that like 1 out of a million people will be able to beat it. I don't have patience for that.
Use this technique to find all 7 numerical clues in the Waterworld video game. Look with the eye of an artist for the corresponding word clues in the comic book. Then, with the discriminating pen of the poet, choose 4 of those 7 word clues which you think are correct. Write them on the entry blank and send them to Atari. Yeah, okay. I think we'll try the next one.
First word is suck. Second word is my.
Yeah, sick my bass.
Do you think the third word is like humongous or just big? What do you think? It's one of those 2 words.
Atari Reimagined, release year 2022. The fabled 4th action-adventure game from the Sword Quest series is no longer a myth. Created by Digital Eclipse and based on the design concepts from series creator Todd Fry, players explore a puzzling world based on the I Ching in their quest for enlightenment and their hunt for the game's solution.
So the thing I don't understand is, like, doesn't this one need a comic book too? By the way, it looks so much better than the other ones. Just FYI. But I wonder if it's really an Atari game. Look at the clouds. Clouds will kill you.
Yeah,
But doesn't this need a comic book to be similar to the other ones?
I don't know. I don't think there's a comic for this one.
There should be though. You're Pegasus. Actually, you probably
Hi Gamers Grotto.
Hey Lester, how are you doing, buddy?
Fun.
I'm here with Stu, and we're getting molested by clouds. This is.
I like how he says hi Stu, and then you're like, I'm here with Stu. Like, no kidding. He said hi Stu. He knows that you're here with Stu.
What? I said. No, I said hi Lester. You're confusing me.
No, you said I'm here with Stu, but he already said hi Stu to me. Hey Lester, I don't need an intermediary here. I can say hello myself. What the hell's going on here?
You did
nice
it.
Shirt.
I did it. I don't know what I did, but I did it.
I like your shirt. You have a nice striped shirt.
Just here to
I look like
say
Charlie
hi.
Brown.
All right, Lester, you got to stop. Quit your job and just stay here.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
stay. Come on. What do you mean just here to say hi? You need to stick around for more Atari goodness. What? Oh, I remember here. Okay, I think I remember this. Each room has a symbol, and the symbol corresponds to an item you have in your inventory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like, look, so that's like an H with like, let's say that's an H with like a big straight line on the bottom. So if we go over to our
Gotta
manual.
head out for work. We'll watch this in replay for the banter.
All right, man,
LOL.
take it easy. Have a good day
You're
at
a
work.
good man, Lester.
Have a good day at work, buddy. So there you go. See the H,
Oh.
number 3, sprouting. I don't know what this like a blade of grass sprouting from
It's
the
the I
earth.
Ching thing they're talking about before. It's like some kind of what is it like? It's some kind of Asian something or other. I'm sorry if I'm very ignorant,
I
but
Ching. Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is exactly.
Each histogram is a specific sequence of 6 horizontal lines. Um,
Always asleep says we're ding dongs. We're actually not ding dongs. We're ho hos. Always asleep.
I didn't even. My bot didn't even show he was here. That's weird.
Yeah, I set your bot to filter him out because he's usually very annoying.
Shut up. You didn't even touch. You don't even have access to my bot.
Oh, okay.
That would have worked if you used common sense before talking.
I know what I have access to. Trust me.
Clearly not. All right. I don't know what. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Oh, so Square just brings up the manual.
Hi.
Interesting.
You did it. Ha ha ha.
Oh,
Oh, your
my
bot
bot's
is
Just here to say hi.
reset
Gotta
itself
head out for
again.
work. We'll watch this in replay for the banter.
My bot does
LOL.
that sometimes.
What's up, ding
Just like it,
dongs?
just like it has a seizure.
Yeah, I know it does that.
It doesn't do it very often, but it does it once in a blue moon. Probably something to do with Sony's servers. I've had enough. I don't. That is just some cryptic level shit.
Is there a way to get like Streamlabs or something working on the PS5 so instead of the bot you can like see in the
Can
corner
you filter
of
out
the
Stu?
window?
Can
up, boys.
I filter out Stu? That's funny.
Yeah, if you just hang up on me, that'll be the easy way to filter me out.
Technically, but I'm not that cruel.
But is there any way to do that? Could you like get Streamlabs on PS5 so in the corner of your screen you can see the words instead of having the bot read it to you?
No. So there is a way for me to bring up the chat window and have that instead of the bot. But the problem with that is then it compresses the game screen.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
You can't like overlay on it?
No. No, I wish. And I prefer to have the full size of the screen so that the viewers get the full experience.
Yeah,
And
I hear that.
that's why I use the bot, because it makes it easier that way. Even though she's kind of annoying.
I like to give the viewers a smaller screen so they can see my head in the corner.
Yeah.
I think everybody wants to see my head.
Once I get a camera for my PS5, then what I'm going to do is you can superimpose your image into the game's graphics. So it's like you know what I mean? It blends in perfectly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's what I'll end up doing once I get my camera, and then
So you could like be that guy that was running around and have your head on him and stuff like that.
I mean, if I wanted to do it that way, that would be kind of weird, though. Make your own left-handed joystick. Customizing your game controller was a lot easier on the VCS. In its Atari Age article from the July-August 1983 issue, an Atari hardware engineer explains how you can create a left-handed joystick in minutes by just by swapping a few wires. So basically, this is their diagram of, they give these out to all of the Atari players so that they can electrocute themselves, maybe surge some extra brain cells or something. This is the worst idea. I'll be fair. Let's be honest. Do you really want to be having your Atari fan base just ripping open your controller and messing with wires? That seems like a terrible idea.
I'm with you. I would never take a chance to do that.
Lefty modification. That's for Lefty from Leisure Suit Larry. That's his modification. Millipede. Although the 2600 version of Millipede looked a lot like its predecessor, Centipede at first glance, it implemented the new features from the arcade game, making for a more complex and more challenging experience. Millipede canceled 5200 prototype, although Atari planned to also release a version of Millipede for the 5200 console. It canceled this version before it could be released. And then the cover art. The cover art for the console versions of Millipede by artist Hiro Kimura.
I was saying before, like one of your previous streams, the 5200 came out in 1982, but the Atari 8-bit computer came out in 1979, and basically it was the 5200 was just the same exact thing, just like cheaper, but with a really bad joystick. So like, I mean, I don't know how anybody plays the 5200. There's like almost zero games on the 5200 that are not able to be played on the Atari 8-bit computer, like in a much better way. So, just FYI.
So this is the silver case you were talking about earlier for the other game, right?
The same type of case, yeah, exactly.
This is scanned so well that you can actually see dirt on the side of the case. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
There's pieces
it's
of
pretty
dirt
cool.
on the case.
It's like stained.
It's like, yeah, it's like stains. It's like coffee stains or something.
Well, they did their job.
Right? It's actually pretty impressive, actually, the level of detail in this collection. All right, so we'll play the 2600 version first, and then we'll go into the 5200. Atari 2600, released here in 1984, the VCS version of Millipede reduces the shooting game to its graphical essence. Mushrooms are blocks. The player character is a slightly larger block, but the speedy action gameplay has been translated with a high degree of accuracy.
I don't know who wants to play Millipede anyway.
Jeez.
Like, my tagline for Millipede would be like, if you didn't think Centipede was boring enough, try Millipede.
that's the commercial. If you thought Centipede was boring as hell, try Millipede.
No,
This game will make you wish you were in a coma.
If you didn't think Centipede was boring enough, like, if you thought Centipede was boring, but you wanted to be a little more boring, try Millipede.
I got the spider finally. My worst nightmare has been eradicated.
It's funny because that stuff on the top is supposed to be DDT. I guess they didn't have enough letters, they just wrote DT.
Oh!
I don't know why it says DDT. Pretty funny.
Unless they couldn't use it because it was copyrighted?
No, I think they just couldn't fit it on the screen. Like, it would have been too big if they had used all the letters. You know what I mean?
I mean, they could have made the box a bit bigger and they could have fit it on.
Right, but then they probably didn't want to do that because it would be easier to shoot.
Gotcha. And that makes sense. My question is, what house are you living in that all these bugs are just there?
And why are you just a square?
I think
the arcade.
I
in
think
the arcade it says DDT.
I think you're supposed to be an exterminator. I would assume. No, never mind. You're an archer with a bow and arrow. That makes more sense.
That's funny.
Platform Atari 5200 unreleased prototype. While the visuals closely resemble Millipede's arcade inspiration, this prototype port of the sequel to Centipede was never commercially released for the 5200, likely due to gameplay speed issues. Because it sucked.
That's the reason, isn't it?
That's funny.
Sorry. I cracked myself up.
Okay.
It's DDT in this one. But like I said, this does exist for the Atari 8-bit.
DDT? So. What's DDT?
Oh, DDT is like it's like a chemical.
I thought it was DET.
No. DDT is a chemical that kills insects that they spray it on like, crops and stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay.
When you shoot it, I guess it blows up and kills them or something. Yeah. Like I said, it was never released for 5200, but it was released for the Atari 8-bit, so why don't they just show that one? And I think I have it for the Atari 8-bit.
I don't know.
Let's see, do I have it?
Oh. Okay. Jesus. What are those bats?
Yeah, I do have it somewhere over here. I like to get I like to have a classic arcade conversions. So this is an arcade game, not a very good one, but it is a classic arcade game. So that's why I bought the Atari 50th version of this, just so I have a copy of it, something or some platform. But chance I'll play this.
So you do have a copy of this?
I do. It wasn't expensive. It was cheap.
Makes sense.
It was like $20 or something. I think I got $20 like sealed.
Crystal Castles. While the 2600s version of the arcade game Crystal Castles didn't and couldn't look anything like the high-resolution isometric graphics in the arcade.
$20 too much.
Yeah, probably. I would have rather just shot at a real centipede with the bow and arrow at that point.
I don't know if that. All right, whatever. Finish. Be quiet. Sorry.
It is still you're good. It is still considered to be quite a technical accomplishment for its detailed pseudo 3D playfields. So I don't like this version. I played this one before, and I prefer the arcade version. This version's a lot more complicated and a lot. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Of course, the arcade is going to be better, but
yeah,
this was the only home port of that arcade game back in the day that I'm aware of. So that's why it was, it's a thing. Because they didn't port it to anything else. There was no other way to play it at home.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we all have MAME and we can play it whatever, but...
Yeah. Platform Atari 2600 release year 1984, Crystal Castles for the Atari 2600 retains the essence of the arcade version's gem-collecting, maze-based gameplay, even on the lower-powered hardware with a joystick controller. Given the unique source material, Crystal Castles is now regarded as one of the most impressive ports from arcade to VCS in Atari's library.
That's funny. You're interested in seeing how it sucks in the day.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. This looks terrible compared to this looks horrendous. I don't understand. I don't know who is their viewer base. I go, oh yeah, this is great. I played the arcade game. This is 10 times better.
I think you can jump to. I'm not sure though. Maybe I don't remember. The arcade, there's a trackball controller, by the way.
It leads me to believe that a lot of Atari's fan base were probably druggies themselves. They're like, whoa, man, look at these pixels, man. These are
this
amazing.
Looks terrible. I agree, this looks really bad compared to the
No, it
arcade.
totally is. I beat it.
There you go.
Oh, copyright.
Little tiny beeping. One of the few games where trees chase you.
Again, let's go back to what the Atari creators said about doing tons of drugs.
Man.
Best game of the year. Yes. Discount Winnie the Pooh being raped by trees. Totally one of the best games I've ever played.
Discount Winnie the Pooh, that's fine.
Disney, if you're watching, make this into a movie. No, I'm just...
Sue Atari.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the arcade, I never could really get into this game. It looks cool, it looks like it should be fun, but it's hard, first of all, and it's just like, I don't know, just like you're just running away from these monsters, and it's not, I don't know, it's not as much fun as it looks like it should be.
Well, what a shame. I got so much further in the arcade version, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, that was just horrendous.
Do you know what the bear's name is, by the way?
Yes, it says right on the cover, Bentley Bear.
Yeah, Bentley Bear. Is it the cover?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bentley
you're right. I
Bear,
see there.
Amazing
Bentley
Adventure.
Bear, yeah. There you go. I didn't notice that.
And he's named after one of the programmers, if I remember correctly.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah. Meet the new boss. Warner sold Atari's home and computer division to Jack Tramiel, the former CEO of Commodore, in 1984. Tramiel laid off most of the staff, slimming Atari down considerably to focus on a new generation of home computers, not video games. I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep working at Atari, and a little while later a layoff package came, and that was one of the saddest moments in my life. Howard Scott Warshaw, designer of Yar's Revenge.
At least you got a layoff package.
It was probably like a gold Timex or something. A Timex watch.
Yeah, maybe.
Now you can tell time. So in your future job, you're not going to be late for work, are you? Bounty Bob Strikes Back. Very few console games were released in America in 1985. One of them was Bounty Bob Strikes Back by Bill Hogue. The sequel to Miner 2049er. This Atari 5200 version, released in limited quantities to the few players still using the platform, is by far the rarest game on the system.
This game, like, completed box, could go easily for over $500. I would say probably like $700-800.
Wow.
And it's a big box, by the way. It's like way bigger than most like Atari boxes. It's like, I don't know. It's pretty huge.
Do you have it?
I have it, but not for 5200. I have it for like Commodore 64 and
okay.
or something else.
Platform
The Atari 5200 version is the one that's really rare and like they're really valuable, I guess, because the console collectors like want that.
Yeah. Platform Atari 5200 release year 1985. Bounty Bob's gameplay: climbing ladders and leaping between ledges while avoiding or eliminating mutant enemies. Built on the success of its forebearer, Miner 2049er, both games would prove influential to developers of future platform games.
I never played this, by the way.
What a coincidence. Me neither.
I didn't have it back in the day.
Oh, I guess I would have. No, I guess I would have watched it. No. Oh, we did play this last time. This was.
You can probably go up on that number one and go use it. It's probably a teleporter. Anyway.
Yeah, right into the enemy.
Well, luckily you had the object to kill him. Well, that wasn't smart.
Jeez, that's an overly dramatic death.
It was cute.
Oh, all right. Let's get you while I'm here.
At least on this one, it looks like you can, when you die, it continues where you were. You don't have to redo the whole level again.
I find this the most erotic of Bill Hogue's work.
Erotic?
Erotic? What? I am very confused. Always asleep. I don't know what to think of that. What? This is how I do my.
Know.
What is?
Try the high score thing.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. It's weird. Atari 7800. Originally meant to be released in 1984, the next generation Atari 7800 console was put on ice until the video game market started to make a comeback in 1986. In addition to playing its own lineup of games, it was fully backward compatible with 2600 cartridges.
Not fully. Apparently, like, a few cartridges don't work. Mostly backward compatible.
Pro-line controller. The controller included with the Atari 7800, which included a joystick and 2 fire buttons, was originally designed as an upgraded 2600 controller. What? Joypad, only sold in Europe. This gamepad gave players a controller similar to the ones included with Nintendo and Sega game systems of the time.
What the fuck?
A small joystick could be screwed into the middle of the directional pad. What's up?
Hold on a second, I'll be right back.
Okay. Asteroids. The Atari 7800 launched with a unique take on Atari's classic game Asteroids. Instead of attempting to replicate the original's black and white vector graphics, It used multicolored sprites for its field of space rocks, creating a unique visual experience preferred by some players. Centipede. While the 7800 version of Centipede was certainly a nice looking version that played well, games like it ultimately showed that Atari's attempt to compete in the high-end video game market with ports of 5-year-old arcade games was going to have limited success.
All right, I'm really happy right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Can I tell you why? I'm actually the share
Sure.
play's gonna stop in 1 minute. There was some guy auctioning on eBay some issues of C-Load magazine, the few that I don't have,
Hmm.
and
I know C-Load magazine.
I thought the auction ended tomorrow, but it actually ended today, and I didn't realize it.
Hmm.
But like, I put a minimum bid, and nobody else bid, so I got it for the minimum bid. So I first said, "Oh crap," because I didn't realize it was today, and then like it's like, "Oh, you won!" And I was like, "Oh, I did." Oh, okay, good. So I'm happy now because hopefully I get the this is like will complete my C-Load magazine collection.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
yeah,
Congrats.
thank you. And nobody else wanted them. I
Fair
don't know what
enough.
that says.
I mean,
But
no,
I still want. I'm happy. Let nobody else want it. That's great. Good for me.
there you go. I mean, it worked in your favor.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to resend you share screen.
Oh, so this asteroids game, by the way, um, I believe has 2-player asteroids. So we should have to try that.
One sec. Just resending you share screen.
Yep.
You think it's 2-player?
I think it has 2-player simultaneous asteroids. I'm not sure, but I think so.
Well, it's not giving me the option for doing a 2-player up in the corner, so I'm assuming that this is not the one you're thinking of.
Are you sure?
Well, we'll see in a sec. Platform Atari 7800, released here in 1986. A staple of Atari's arcade heritage, the 7800 version of Asteroids offers refined graphics while retaining the player's freedom of movement and ability to blast rocks into smaller, deadlier rocks. Yeah, no, this one's
Are
only
you
single
sure?
player. So
Are you
normally,
sure?
yeah, okay. So normally, how it works? If let me quit for a second, I'll show you. So in the top right corner, you see how it says "Play Game" and "Back."
Yeah.
If it's a 2-player game, it'll be like additional options, and then when you click on that, it'll give you the option to start as a 2-player game.
Oh, I thought it
So
was 2-player for some
there
reason.
is an Asteroids game in this collection that is definitely 2-player. I remember because I have checked it out.
Oh,
I don't know. I
maybe
don't
it's the
think it's this.
2600.
I don't think it's this one though. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's the 2600 version.
Stu spreading misinformation as per.
No, he's not spreading misinformation this time.
Well, I'll have to be making a mistake.
Nobody's perfect, always asleep. I figured you should know that by now. No, I'm just joking. How do I... I don't like that button. So it's the right trigger is my gas. I mean, that works for my gas, my acceleration. I mean, that works for, like, racing games, but not Asteroid.
I mean, this game like originally came out in 1979, and it was like such a big deal at the time. I think 1979, but like
Yeah, no,
nowadays,
70,
like
yeah, 1979, around there.
nowadays, like it's like almost who would want to play it. It's like so primitive compared. You know what I mean? Like
Well, there's been many remakes and reiterations of Asteroids over the years. I mean, like, Asteroids is still a thing. It's still very much a thing. As a matter of fact, they just did a VR version of Asteroids not that long ago.
hey, I want to tell you something. I just looked up the box for the Atari 7800 version of Asteroids, and it says on the back. Actually, do you the box? Can you spin the box around like you did before for the other games?
Give me a sec.
So we're just okay. So let's go to the back. What's it say there on the bottom right?
Yeah, for 1 or 2 players. No, I know, but there is no. I'm not denying it. I'm saying
No, I
that.
know. I'm just saying that. First of all, I'm telling Always Asleep that I was right, and second of all, I don't. What the hell? Why did they have that in this collection? Why can't you play 2 players?
Yeah, it doesn't look. Yeah, there
It
is no.
even says competing player ships can appear on screen simultaneously. Yeah, maybe they just didn't program
Stu
it for some
correct
reason.
as per.
Oh yeah, Agent Ass Kiss over here.
Yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't program that in.
Oh, here. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hang up. There we go.
Oh, no. Oh, all right. Is it gonna work? Can I do it?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to switch your mode.
yeah. I'll switch my mode.
So we'll change your mode to play with a visitor. There you go. So you're gonna have to hit a button, I think.
It says watching host play still.
What?
You sure you switch my mode?
Uh,
Now it's play with host. All right, there we go.
oh, all right.
I think you have to start over.
No, I put it as 2 players. You should be having an option there to.
Hold on, don't touch anything. Leave it alone for a second. All right, I'm not controlling this dude. Okay, that's
No,
good.
no. I'm controlling him. All right, so let's do this. Let's.
Maybe because it wasn't actually in 2 player mode when you started it.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to. We're gonna. Here we go. Novice, 2 players.
Oh, no, go back.
That's
Go
why.
back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go
Oh my
back.
God, Stu.
Do it again. Do it again. There should be an option for us to be at the same time. Keep going.
There we go.
Yeah. Who am I? I'm the blue guy?
You're the blue, and I'm the yellow. Yes.
How do I control this? Hold on. It's not...
X button is your shoot, and the right trigger is your acceleration.
Okay, thank you. Whoa, whoa,
You're
whoa.
welcome.
Can we kill each other if we just hit each other? I mean, I
Go
don't want
Jesus. This is going great so far. What is this? 2 drunk people attempting to survive asteroids.
I gotta use these controls. Oh, no, stop that! Shit.
I just blew you up. Wait a minute. I can attack you? Oh, this is even better.
You killed me. Yeah.
Asteroids? It's more like Star Wars at this point.
Let's try it again. I gotta use the controls.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, there's team play also. You saw that? There's competition play and there's also team play.
Let's do you want to do team play?
Yeah, let's try that.
Sure.
I guess in team play you probably can't kill each other. I feel like it's like...
I don't know. Let's see. Yep. No, I can't.
I feel like it's lagged or something.
There is, unfortunately, with PlayStation consoles, they haven't been able to perfect it yet, but there is input lag when you're game sharing, unfortunately.
I want to see, can I shoot you? Like,
I just
can't
tried
like
it.
aim.
I just tried it with you.
It bounced off. It bounced off, that's cool.
Does it bounce off?
When I shot you, it bounced off. I think it did. Yeah, it goes like tee 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 tee. Pew pew pew. Yes, but I definitely have input lag.
Yes, you will, unfortunately. And unfortunately, it's not your internet. It's just the way it is when you game share on PlayStation. Now, depending on the game, the input lag may not hinder you as much. Like in this, it shouldn't hinder you as much. But on like a more...
Only if I try to move. If I stay in one place, it's not so bad.
On like a more modern game, it's pretty bad.
No, it's very hard to aim though, because like when I turn, it makes me turn way less or more than I expected.
Yeah.
I have to stop too early or whatever. Oh no! Stop. Moving in this game is like just a bad proposition. It's like you're just gonna die. Just don't move. Just stay in one spot.
Okay? So don't. Here's my hint for you: gently tap the right
But
trigger.
there's no way to even stop. Like, why doesn't the left trigger break?
Gently tap the right trigger to accelerate slowly. That way you have more control over your ship.
I mean, I tried, but like it takes you a while to get used to it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as good as if you had an Atari controller in front of you, obviously.
Yeah.
Skill issue.
Shut up.
It's so true.
Hey, always think you want to play the Immortal?
The Immortal. That game was something. Yeah. That game was.
I had enough of this.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
Well, I'm also dead, so.
Well, also, see, I'm sure there'll be more two-player games we can play in here.
You know what the really funny thing is that Immortal, like, I think Always Asleep has to be
No more
considered a
Immortal,
John Hancock
please.
game. No more Immortal.
Yeah, even I have to agree. I didn't watch like from stream 1 of that game, but I did catch a little bit of it, and I was like, nah, I would never play that game. It's not.
Oh, it's a good example of it. It's very similar to that, like the concept of a contest where it's something they made impossible.
Yeah.
It's like they just tried to stretch out the length of the game as much as possible.
Sounds great.
No, I agree. It was bad. I didn't know that when I played it originally.
Yeah. Platform Atari 7800, release year 1986. The 7800 version of Atari's bug shooting classic offered a few unique features not found in the other versions. Players can select from 4 skill levels at the start of the game, and for the first time, 2 players can play simultaneously, either cooperatively or competitively. Well, there you go. So now you can shoot at centipedes with me, Stu.
In a lag.
Yes. 2-player alternating, dual-player competition. We want team play.
Team play, that's fun. I guess I'm the blue guy.
Yes.
The lag is like a full second.
Yeah, no, it's never too bad, but it's not the greatest. That's why most of the time I just share my games with other players, other friends. So
What
like
does
I'll
that
give
do?
them. It means that they have access to my library. I give them access to my
I see.
library, and they can download and play whatever I own.
I would rather eat that turtle or the hell that was.
So yeah, Always Asleep. Over the next day or so, I'm going to be streaming Justin Roiland's new game, newish game, High on Life. I don't know if you've ever heard of that game, but I will be streaming that over the next couple of days. It's really funny.
What was that?
I don't... A
That was like a
ghost?
ghost or something.
Oh, maybe it's a scorpion.
It's like ooga booga. Your score is like way higher than my score. Anyway. I'm so lagged I can't hit anything.
It's fine. I mean...
I don't care. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make excuses for my bad score.
Oh, okay.
Oh. You got hit by a centipede. I can't hit the spider.
Get the spider. Come on.
Trying, it's like really hard.
Yeah.
Does the spider always come in the same place at the same time?
Jesus. You're catching up.
Well, you like 2.5 times the amount of points as I do. So it's, the only chance I have to catch up is if you die. Like, I would have built to stand in the middle there and hit those guys. I'd be dead. Like, I can't even, like...
Jesus.
I think we're sharing lives. That's why it's team play.
Yeah. We got 2 lives left.
Yeah, between the two of us. What just happened? I'm not controlling you anymore. Actually, I am. I just got more lag.
You got more lag?
Got even more lag than it was before, yeah.
Alright, so maybe we'll just end this.
Okay.
This one. Yeah. Because, I mean, we all get the idea of what it is.
I definitely get the idea.
Yeah. The 2600 Junior. In addition to the 7800, Atari also rolled out a smaller budget price revision of the 2600. Retailing for just $49.99, it was a very affordable alternative, and Atari began to put more 2600 games on shelves.
Do they have the commercial for that?
I'm not sure.
There was a commercial for it where there was like, it's like, it was a song. It was like, and it's under $50. $50? Now, isn't that nice? It's like, the fun is back. Oh, yes, sirree. It's a 2600 from Atari. That was like the slogan, the fun is back.
Oh. I just got a headache just listening to that. We took an yeah. Not the kind most people want to remember. We took an Atari 2600 and we just took a bandsaw and we started cutting the plastic away. And then we hot glued different pieces together and glued some other things together and said, look, we can cut the size of this product by 2/3. And that's the essence of how the 2600 Junior started. Jerry Jessup, former Atari engineer.
That's pretty cool.
Solaris, a technical masterpiece for the 2600. Solaris was created by Star Raiders developer Doug Neubauer. He used every trick in the book to create something that looked light years ahead of any other 2600 game, showing just how versatile the 2600 hardware truly was. Oh, here we go, boxing. I think we played this last time, remember?
You played it last time,
yeah. The Real Sports Boxing. The final game in the Real Sports series for the 2600 was created by Alex Demio, who would soon join Gary Kitchen at Absolute Entertainment and create Title Match Pro Wrestling and Pete Rose Baseball for the 2600. And finally, Secret Quest. Among the many developers that Atari contracted to create new 2600 games was Axlon, a software developer headed by Atari co-founder Nolan Bushnell. One of the games Axlon created for Atari was Secret Quest, a lengthy adventure game that even had a password system. So we'll start out with Solaris. Platform Atari 2600, release year 1986. After creating Star Raiders in 1979, Doug Neubauer created several 2600 titles, including a licensed game for the movie The Last Starfighter. That game was canceled in 1984, but Atari later released it as Solaris in 1986. Its space shooter gameplay makes it the sequel to Star Raiders in all but name. There's no game variation. I hate when they put in a game variation, but there is none.
Doug Neubauer's most erotic production.
Jesus Christ. I feel like Danny Glover. I'm getting too old for this shit.
That's funny. You played this last time. I was wondering what the hell was going on here.
Oh, trust me, I wonder this with most of these games. Let's go there.
Choo 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 choo.
It's nice to see that my weapons don't do anything on this ship. Oh, there we go.
Pew pew pew.
Pretty much, yeah. Pew pew pew. Gotcha. Okay.
That was lots of fun.
Oh yeah. Sweating bullets. Just so excited. All right. Platform Atari 2600, release year 1987. The final real sports game released for the 2600 didn't appear until 1987, when Atari was offering the Atari 2600 Junior as well as the VCS-compatible 7800 as four boxers with different weaknesses battle through multiple rounds. Real sports boxing's gameplay is flicker-free.
This is a cool game.
What does that mean, flicker-free?
It means, like sometimes, like in Pac-Man, the 2600, like the ghosts could all be on the screen at the same time.
It does have 2 players if you want to. Nah.
Yeah, but you have to go to the instruction manual for this, though.
All right. Let me pull that up.
Because, like, basically the way it works is, like, each of these boxers has different strengths and weaknesses. Like, go to the next page. Yeah, you see.
Oh, the contenders. Iron Fist has tender ribs. A toe-to-toe body blow knocks him down. Jabbin' Jack has a glass jaw. Get above him, then knock him down with a payoff punch to the chin. Lefty O'Leary has a weak stomach. Get below him to knock him down with a low body blow. And Macho Man is tough, but he'll go down with a toe-to-toe payoff punch.
Yeah, so you gotta, like, know exactly. It's, like, more like a strategic game. If you just go and, like, just attack, you'll probably get killed by the computer. You have to, like,
attack specific parts of the body.
Yeah, like specific punches too. Like if you go to the previous page, there's like cover up, jab, body blow, payoff punch. I don't really want to play this right now because it's too involved. Like I'll just you gotta like sort of spend 15 minutes studying the manual before you play this game. It's cool they made them different colors, though. This guy's like, beat the crap out of you.
Hold on. I should look at the controls to see my...
That's what I'm saying.
What?
Oh, he's not going to let you learn the controls.
This is going to be interesting.
It's a good game, but you need to like practice quite a bit to get the hang of it. It's not like you just pick up and play. Really. And those meters at the bottom mean something, and numbers mean something.
They aren't even wearing gloves. Illegal underground fight club confirmed.
Well, there are some spectators cheering. One of them's below the bell, so we can't.
Sounds
cheer.
less like spectators cheering and more like a volcano about ready to erupt.
Yeah. The angry video game nerd, I think, called it the sound of an atomic bomb. you ever see the game Ring King for the NES?
I think so. I think I have it.
That's the one where between rounds, like the boxers go back to their quarters and they're like helpers, like it's like they're going down on them. You know what we're talking about?
I think so. I have all the the UFC and all those kind of things as well. The modern day.
Well, this is like a whole
fighting
bunch of older
games. No, I know. I'm just saying I have all those on PlayStation as well. That's too complicated for me to deal with right now. All right. Platform Atari 2600, release year 1989. Atari founder Nolan Bushnell receives design credit on the box, but Steve DeFrisco actually programmed this outer space dungeon crawler. With a large cartridge size of 16K, it's a good example of how far 2600 software had evolved by 1989, some 12 years after the release of the VCS. Okay, no, it's single player only.
I never played this game. Like it's way after like Atari's heyday, but it looks pretty cool. I want to play it at some point. I have a copy of it. I've just never played it.
What am I doing? Putting in my name?
This is just the first game. There you go. With music, which is very rare for an Atari game.
Yeah. The question is, do I have a weapon? Because there we go.
There you do.
It's a dildo. Oh, what?
It's a giant bear trap. What the hell's that? It's funny. It's like a little oxygen energy. That's pretty literal, man.
It seems very basic so far.
It's not the Legend of Zelda.
Is this the bear from? Looked like he was the bear from the other game we played.
Bentley Bear. This is the first time actually there's a multiple ways to go. It's stupid how they keep like appearing like
This
that.
seems top tier.
Yeah, definitely just top tire. I agree.
Top Tire?
Canadian Tire.
No, my bot doesn't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
Top Tire. This is a Top Tire game. Definitely Goodyear.
Almost dead there.
What is that? Nothing? Oh. What?
Must be something.
No? I don't know.
It's
a crack in the game code.
It's Harry Potter's scar.
There you go. See? He's gonna appear in Wingardium Leviosa, my ass. Alright, let's go back. Let's go back.
You know what's nice? There's no more monsters. Go back to the left. You go up from there. Monsters didn't appear in rooms that you already cleared out. That's cool, actually. So you clear a room, it's done. You're almost at oxygen there. You're gonna suffocate to death. Oh, you're dead. You're out of oxygen, I think.
Fair enough. Well, there you go. So that was Secret Quest. I honestly, that game seems kind of cool. I like it. It's definitely adventure game style. So it's
it could be good.
Yeah,
it could be good.
An actual video game. I like Secret Quest. October 10th.
October 10th. October 10th. Oh, I love this bot. She is so mental. All right. Oh, shit. Atari after the crash. The VCS, or 2600 as it was now known, turned 10 years old in 1987. But a revitalized gaming market meant that there was still demand for 2600 games. Designer Gary Kitchen, co-founder of Absolute Entertainment, soon found himself once again returning to the platform. Alright, so this is another video, so I'm just going to mute my mic while we watch this. 3-minute video on Gary Kitchen talking about his game.
Okay.
There's this there's this funny time period in the history of, if I wrote a book on the history of the video game industry, this is a funny time period where we had left Activision and we went from this fabulous AAA office complex, beautiful. We had more space than we needed by a factor of 5, and we went to the most horrible office in Midland Park, New Jersey, in the basement of an optician's office. Game industry, this was after the crash. Game industry was a disaster. And it was just, oh man, what an office. It was horrible. But we survived in it. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. So anyway, we're in this horrible office, and we're doing C64 stuff at that point. And I get a call from a buddy of mine. Actually, he was our part-time sales guy, and he always visited Toys R Us, and he knew them really well. He called me and said, you know, you're going to laugh, but they want to know if anybody's doing 2600 games. Because at that point, there were none. Nobody was doing them.
But there were 26 million consoles in homes.
And people were going in Toys R Us saying, why don't you sell games for my Atari anymore? So I said, wow, that's interesting. How many would he buy if he had a 2600 game? He said, oh, you know, 20, 30,000 pieces probably. And I said, all right, I'll get back to you. So we did Title Match Wrestling and Super Skateboarding, first two titles. I mean, regular skateboarding, first two titles. And he loved them, and they sold like crazy. And at that point in time, we were the only people in the world making games on the Atari 2600. My phone rings, and it's the Tramiels. So he did some 2600 games. You know, do a couple for us, because word got around. There's actually a need. And then Activision calls and says, do some 2600 games for us? And I said, well, why don't you guys just do them? He goes, well, you know, if I can be completely honest with you, we don't have anything. We don't have the specs. We don't have manuals. We don't have the equipment. He said, we couldn't make a 2600 game if we wanted to. So could you make something for us? I tell people that, they're like, who the hell wanted 2600 games? You know what? No one told consumers that there had been a crash. No one went to their house and said, you don't like video games anymore. Because that's what Toys R Us and Walmart said. People don't like video games anymore. But the people at home were sitting going, God damn, I'm tired of combat. Isn't there something else I can play on this machine? So it was good. We had a great run there. We had a lot of money off those games.
Can I make 2 comments on this video?
Yeah, certainly.
The first comment is that I think it's very funny in the beginning. He's like, this is really funny, and he's like laughing. This is really, really funny, but like, the even creative scene next to him, he looks like it's like the most boring thing he's ever heard in his entire life. He only wakes up like 3 minutes into the video and starts smiling. Before that, his face is like, his mouth is turned down, like an angry video gamer almost. I thought that was interesting. The other thing, though, is that, like, the way they characterize it doesn't make any sense. It's like, he says, like, well, Toys R Us didn't want it, but all these people at home wanted it. Well, I mean, some people obviously wanted it, but most people were not playing Atari at that point anymore.
Yeah.
1987 or whatever. They were playing Nintendo. Like, does he not realize that? I find that a little bit odd.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know.
Notable and quotable. No one told consumers that there had been a crash. No one went to their house and said, you don't like video games anymore. Gary Kitchen.
Yeah, they just said, this sucks, play Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Yeah, I agree. F those guys.
Based on the 1983 Atari computer game, Dandy by John Palovich, Dark Chambers is a multiplayer dungeon crawling action game that takes inspiration from pen and paper role-playing games.
I never heard that side of the history. Of course people would want more 2,600 games. What amazing stream. I'm glad it appears on me feed.
You're very welcome, Yakak. I'm glad you are enjoying it.
I think Yakak is trolling you. I was kidding.
Dark Chambers 2600. While the 2600 version of Dark Chambers is, of course, a graphical step down from the 7800 game, it is still an excellent example of how 2600 games could become much more complex in the system's second decade of life. And the original cover art for the 7800 and the 2600 versions of Dark Chambers. Apparently it was made by nobody because they didn't credit anybody. Fair enough. Maybe it was made by AI art. That is a joke, by the way. All right, let's do the original 2600 version first, and then we'll go into the 7800, I believe it is. Atari 2600 release year 1989, Dark Chambers offers dungeon crawling action RPG gameplay inspired by John Pavlovic's 1983 Atari computer game Dandy. Dark Chambers' large 16K cartridge size in 1989 would have been unfathomable during the VCS's heyday a decade earlier. You can do 2 players. Let's just do 1, I guess, because of the input lag that you're having.
Yeah, this game was also released for like the 7800, I think. Probably much better. We played this last time, or you played it last time.
No, I think we did it together last time, actually.
Did we?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we did do it together, actually. It's so weird, like, this thing. It's like, you shoot that guy, he turns into a skeleton.
Yeah, a ghost.
And then you shoot again, he turns into... Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
Skeleton. Again, lots of weed was involved in the creation of these games.
Like, what's this thing? You fat guy with a big nose, shoot him, becomes a skeleton or something.
No, he just
like, what the heck?
up.
I think you shot him twice, that's why he blew up.
Again, as I said this last time, the back and the front of the main character that I'm playing as kind of looks like King Graham from the original King's Quest 1.
Lots of weed XD.
Lots of weed. Yeah. Guaranteed. I love that video where, like, the question was asked to the developers, did you guys do a lot of drugs? And the CEOs were like, no drugs were ever smoked at Atari. And then the programmers are like, oh, are you kidding? We were high all the time.
David Crane was saying there was no drugs. And Jerry Kitchen, the 2 guys from the interview we just watched, they're like, there was no drugs. Everyone else was like, what? Yeah, we were doing drugs.
Yeah, we were just high. Yeah, we were high off our rockers 90% of the time. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny that the CEOs were like, no drugs.
Probably there were hot tub parties there too, like on a regular basis. This game apparently was actually like written and ready to be released in 1983, and then they actually released it to like 1988 or 1989 because the Trivials like just basically.
And the irony was, at this point, Nintendo was kind of doing better graphics. I'll be honest with you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But this came out originally. This was supposed to come out in 1983 before the Nintendo was even here. You know, so like,
yeah,
if this had come out in 1983, people probably would have bought it. But 1988,
oh yeah, totally. Too late.
Cares?
Yeah, you're too late at that point.
Is that? Don't you want to play cards?
What?
That was a deck of cards. Why don't you take it?
I don't think it was. I shot at a skull and it turned into that.
There's a gun in there. There's a gun. You gotta get that gun. But it's probably a keyhole. It's probably
that's what I'm thinking. That it's a key I need or something.
I don't understand how you shoot a skeleton and it turns into a fat guy with a big nose. I just don't get that.
See, it turns into a card.
Yeah, it's probably a door.
I can't do anything with it. That's why I'm thinking I'm thinking that it's a keyhole on a door.
I think you're right.
It doesn't make any sense it be turning into a deck of cards. That would just be. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. Never mind. There's skeletons turning into fat men with big noses. So I rest my case on that now. Is this a door? Oh! We may have actually found the key to get our gun. Possibly. That is the wrong door. I think it's up one. Yeah. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna take care of this guy first. Alright. Sweet. Now, what would that gun do though? Because we already are shooting a gun technically. I don't understand. Oh! I see. It makes you shoot faster. That's cool.
This game is really weird.
Made you shoot faster for a limited time.
This game is really, really weird.
Just a bit, but it's not necessarily bad. I'm not disliking it.
I don't think it's bad. It just seems boring. It's like you're going around and like you're just shooting people, and there's no like real objective that I see.
Well, what if we look at the manual for a second? You're on a dangerous search deep underground. Wraiths, wizards, and moldering skeleton. Moldering? What the hell does that mean?
Moldering?
Yeah. Moldering
Best
skeleton.
game on here.
I don't think that's a word.
It is an Atari. Surround you. Even now, a Grim Reaper stalks you. The exits take you where? Only deeper into the maze. Find weapons in the darkness and fend off your elusive enemies. Claim the treasure and fight your way even deeper into the caverns. Your strength will outlast the weaker ghouls, but are you a match for the strongest? Okay, so the guy with the big nose is a zombie. Oh, there we go. Okay, so first it's a wizard, then it turns into a wraith, then it turns into a skeleton, then it turns into a zombie. Which again still makes no sense.
Why is zombie so healthy? Like, why is he so like fat? Whatever.
Wraiths want to scare you crazy. Skeletons shake their bones, coveting your skin. Wizards hate live heroes. They attack without mercy. Grim Reapers are the strongest form. They'll slice you down if you let them get close. And spawners hatch new ghouls. They also hide treasures, weapons, curses, and gates. Shoot them to discover what they're guarding.
I think this game is not that good.
Yeah. It's not
Holy shoot!
What's up?
They have this. You have this for 7800 also on here because I remember you played it last time. The graphics are so much better on the 7800.
Dark platform Atari 7800, release year 1989. Dark Chambers began as an Atari computer game called Dandy, programmed by John Pavlovic. Atari later modified Dandy into Dark Chambers, which helped to lay the groundwork for action RPG games in the 1990s. Oh yeah. This is a lot better.
Way more Dark Chambers.
Look how much better the graphics are here.
Right?
Like 1,000 times better.
And I'm actually shooting a flame instead of a pixel. I
think you let him hit you. Oh, it's still the same crap, which they mutate to the next form.
Nope. Looks like they only have 2 forms in this. If that.
Well, because you started with the weaker enemy problem.
I didn't mean to shoot the cheese, I meant to grab it. Oh well.
I didn't mean to cut the cheese, I meant to grab it.
Oh, shit. It looks like it's not taking down my health, though, when I bump into those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it is kind of. Yeah,
it is. Kind of just sort of gradually.
What a game. Atari is saved.
Yeah. I guess that's taking me down to the next level, but I kind of want to see what's up here, because there's a lot of guys up here. No, that's the spawn gate. All right.
There's a gun. There's a gun there.
Yeah, I see that. Kind of.
Are those potions?
I'm assuming it increases your health.
Really stupid that they turn into other creatures after you kill them. I mean, like,
Yes,
that's a
I
dumb
bet
idea.
with games like this Atari will always be associated with the cutting edge of gaming technology.
Hey Dorian,
Hey Dorian,
I
how
don't know
are you
why
doing,
they. I don't know why they. This is like a dumb. Was that a shield?
buddy? No. Okay, so these skeleton type things that I keep on shooting at, I'm not talking about the enemies. I'm talking about those.
Yeah, I know, but that's it's like a
They're
shield.
like,
You got a
oh,
shield.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They have a gun too. Okay, time to pull out the gun. Pull them all away. I'm sure you can get that little crack there. Oh, you can. Entry level
And a
B.
gun. Best game ever.
And the levels look different. Unlike the first game, the original game, where kind of every level kind of looked the same.
I still think this is not a good game, but I definitely think this version's like a million times better than the other version.
Oh yeah, no, the game is not the greatest, but I mean, I don't understand how this game specifically created the entire RPG industry. I feel like that's kind of
That's not what it said.
yeah, pretty much.
I don't think
It
that. I don't think
said
that's
that
true.
yeah, it said that this game is the reason that modern day RPGs exist. I'm like, oh yeah,
No,
sure.
I think it said that created the entire bad RPG industry. You missed that part.
The entire bad RPG. Yeah, totally.
Take the hand grenade.
Is that a hand? I thought it was a
Oh, looks
apple.
like it. Well, you got it in your inventory.
It's either I think it's a bomb.
It's a cherry bomb.
Cherry, yeah.
This looks like the best game you've played yet. What is better? Centipede? Get real.
I think the Immortal is better than this Oasis Sleep.
Hey, Wolfenstein 3D isn't super playable today either.
It's more playable than this. Let's be fair.
You got a tuning fork.
What? What's that?
You got a tuning fork.
It's to tell Stu to fork off. No, I'm just joking.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right, are we at the next level? I guess level C.
Apparently, there's apparently 26 levels in this game, one for every letter of the alphabet. And I'm not joking either.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's just a little bit too long for me.
Well, no, we're not gonna do much more of this. We got more games to check out.
I'd have called it Bard with a Gun.
Bard with a gun.
Is a hard game to play or is it bad controllers?
No. It's there.
Bad player.
Bad player. Pretty much. I mean, Yik Yak, I never really grew up with the Atari games. Stu here, who is helping me out with this channel, with my channel tonight, he collects Atari 2600 games and stuff like that. So he is a part of the stream to help with the knowledge of the Atari 2600, 7800 games. My very first gaming system of all time was a Tandy one.
Subscribe to at Stu's Game Reviews.
There you go. Yeah, subscribe to Stu's Game Reviews and check him out. Eat at Joe's what? Okay. But I grew up with the Tandy 1000 SX. That was my very first, I guess you could say, gaming computer. And the very first game I ever played would have been King's Quest 1, Leisure Suit Larry, and Space Quest 1. And those were the games I grew up with. And so I had a friend who had an Atari 2600, but the only games I played on it were Tapper and the Atari Star Wars game. So those were the two that I remember. And I think it was on the Atari 2600. Maybe in a later model.
Did you tell me you used to play Beat 'em and Eat 'em also?
What? I don't even know what that is.
You know what that is?
Wait, what do I feel like you're just making up a name?
not making up a name. That's on this compilation. Beat 'em and Eat 'em.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. I'll stop laughing now.
More than games. While the video
That was
game
me.
business.
Indeed am.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
More than games. While the video game business crashed in the mid-1980s, the home computer business thrived, and Atari played a major part in bringing computers into homes. Now we got to check out these terrible commercials.
Oh yeah, that's what I
The
forgot.
computer generation. Starting in the 1970s, the personal computer began to carve out its own place in the family home, and for millions of first-time computer owners, the name on the box was a familiar one, Atari. In November 1979, Atari entered the burgeoning personal computer market with a pair of 8-bit machines, dubbed the Atari 400 and the Atari 800. At $499.99, about $2,000 in 2022, and $999.99, about $4,000, these were considered to be low-cost machines. One key selling point was that they could be connected to a standard television, not an expensive monitor. I love this photo. This is great. Everybody's so enthralled. Look at that guy with his mouth wide open, staring at the kid, because I don't think he's looking at the screen.
This is the one where Tom Selleck is in it, right?
Tom Selleck.
That's what your friend said last time, Tom Selleck. Remember that?
The guy in the middle looks very confused. Everybody's looking at the TV screen, which he is clearly covering.
Yeah,
The one kid is groping at the computer. The mother beside him is carrying a manual.
No idea what the thing does.
Three synopsis of American history. Why is she holding that?
What?
The book
Oh.
she's holding, it says, oh no, a synopsis of American history. That's the book she's holding.
It's weird.
See? A synopsis
really
of
weird.
American history.
You're right. Nobody can see the screen because that dude is like sitting in front of it.
Exactly. That's
And
why
that
they're all staring at the kid.
They're staring at the guy's head. I don't know what the hell they're staring at.
They're all like, gee, that man has a lot of dandruff. In the 1960s, the phrase home computer would have been considered science fiction. But as microprocessor technology rocketed forward in the 1970s, Atari was able to create low-price machines that connected to televisions. Suddenly, the dream of the home computer was a reality.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun. The $499 Atari 400 computer's defining feature was its mono-panel membrane keyboard, which was lower cost and could better survive a drink being dropped on top of it, but otherwise made typing a laborious chore. Its low price, though, garnered it twice as many sales as the 800.
You know, I bought a 400 off eBay like a few years ago that had, probably 5 years ago. It was an aftermarket modification to put real keyboard on it. It was really cool. But I didn't really even want the machine. I bought it for some games that came with it.
Yeah.
And I gave the machine away to a friend of mine. I should have kept it. It's a cool machine.
You're talking about this one, right?
Yeah, this exact one, except like I said, someone modified it to put real keyboard keys on it.
Oh, oof. I don't know how that.
They could aftermarket modify, because this costs $500, and the one with the real keys was $1,000. So I think like people used to buy this one for $500. They go to like some electronics store, and they add a real keyboard for like $100 or something. You know, so it still was like less than the other model was. That was the idea.
A selection from an Atari computer catalog dating to early 1982 shows off the features of the 400. It can play games. It can communicate. It's amazing. Ha ha ha, Atari. In this television commercial from
got to sleep. Greetings from the border of Argentina.
Oh, thank you very much, Yik Yak. You take care, and I hope to see you soon. My dad's actually from Argentina, so that's pretty cool. You take care. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you soon. Thank you for tuning in.
Buenas noches.
Yes, buenos noches. Allison, in this television commercial from 1981, a young entrepreneur extols the virtues of her Atari 400 computer for work and play.
How's business?
Booming.
Terrific. How do you keep track of your customers?
My Atari 400 home computer. Excuse me, Dad.
Why Atari?
Shopped around. It's a lot of computing capability for such a low price.
You use it a lot?
Sure, life's not all fun and games. There's homework, I even program.
Uh-huh.
Atari has lots of software, not all the others do. And of course, only Atari has games like Centipede. Well, we executives have to unwind.
Atari home computer.
Shut up!
Only Atari puts so
Jesus.
much for you.
You know this kid reminds me of? You ever seen Willy
the
Wonka and the
acting.
Chocolate Factory?
Yeah, Veruca
Reminds me of that
Salt.
kid with the bubble. Yeah, no, not Veruca Salt. The other one, the bubblegum chewing kid, who was like always telling her dad, like, "Get out of the way, Dad! Like I'm out here now." Like,
Yeah. I can't remember her name. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Violet, I think.
Yeah, Violet. Yeah. I love chewing gum.
Right, exactly.
Their acting, the acting of children back in the 60s and 70s and 80s was terrible. It's like none of them took acting classes. They were thrown. Violet Beauregard. Thank you very much, Dorian. They just thrusted them into these stupid commercials and TV shows and movies or whatever with no acting experience because like that was terrible. That was like cringe-worthy acting.
Yeah. Well,
And the fact and the fact that the daughter knows more about the fact that the daughter knows more about the
Back when kids had to
the
make money
computer
mowing
than the
lawns
father
instead
is
of
kind of
filming
strange.
Themselves dancing inappropriately on TikTok.
Back when kids had to make money mowing lawns instead of filming themselves dancing inappropriately on TikTok. That's
really funny.
You know, that is funny, but that's also kind of sadly true.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah. I mean, that was how I made money, was mowing lawns and shit back when I was a kid.
I thought you were going to say dancing inappropriately on TikTok.
No, I don't even have a TikTok. The key upgrade in the Atari 800 model was its full-stroke sculptured keyboard, although it also included a second cartridge slot, output for a monitor instead of a TV, and the ability to upgrade its built-in RAM with extra memory modules sold separately.
So just to we want to bring in the joke for last time. So always asleep, I believe. It
Full
uses a
stroke.
Yeah, here you go. He couldn't resist saying it again. Always asleep uses a full stroke keyboard.
A selection. Oh my god. A selection from an Atari computer catalog dating to early 1982 shows off the features of the 800. We can still play games. Oh god, this one. Father and son. In a television commercial from 1981, a dad explains why he bought an Atari 800 computer for his son. I'm sure his son gives a shit.
Yeah, I'm sure he's lying. Exactly.
Computer, huh? An Atari 800 home computer. Nothing but the best for my son. Why Atari? Atari makes computers that, seem friendly, part of the family.
Want to show off?
Sure, they're real easy. Terrific software, huh?
Nice graphics.
And how do you like this for sound capability?
Impressive.
It sure is.
So what's his first project?
Soon, the alphabet. A is for airplane.
Atari home computers. Only Atari puts so much in it for you.
We're not going to question how there's a creepy man in your house going, "Oh, what are you playing for your son?"
That's sort of funny. You had a glitch.
I'm teaching
for a
my
second,
son
like
to be a
little
nuclear
second,
physicist. Atari?
Yeah,
Sorry.
you had a very brief technical glitch there for a second. Like you were like 5 seconds. Yeah, but it was fine.
Oh, weird.
And at the same time that happened, I got a notification from YouTube that you're streaming now. So
Oh,
thank you for that
perfect.
timely notification, YouTube.
There
really
you go.
appreciate that.
Yeah, isn't it fantastic? I love YouTube. It's great. No. Okay. Anyway, the key upgrade in the Atari 800 model was its full-stroke sculptured keyboard, designed specifically for Always Asleep. Although it also included a second cartridge slot, output for a
Father, I cannot yet control my own bowel movements. I am years away from comprehending this machinery. Wait a minute, are you streaming?
Shut up. Am I streaming? Output for a monitor instead of a TV, and the ability to upgrade its built-in RAM with extra memory modules sold separately. It still has those god-awful yellow keys on the side. Looks like somebody puked on some
Yeah, I
keys.
know they did that.
A selection from an Atari computer catalog dating to early 1982 shows off the features of the 800. What is with that giant plant next to the computer in the top corner? Oh, I think I commented on this last time. It's Willie from Alf.
Right?
Yeah, give her to her, Willie. Oh my god. Still can't believe that was a thing in Alf. Oh my
I
god.
can't believe it either.
No, so for those who didn't hear this last time, I'll give you a quick rundown. So basically, Alf, there was a lot of sexual innuendos in that show that a lot of people never caught on to. One such scene, Alf is underneath Kate and Willie Tanner's bed. This is, of course, the live-action sitcom version of Alf from the 80s. Kate and Willie are on their bed. Alf is under the bed. They're trying to get him out from under the bed, so they proceed to jump up and down on the bed to get him out while yelling Alf.
I wish I didn't.
So they're jumping up and down on the bed, trying to get him out from under the bed while yelling Alf. Alf then proceeds to shout from under the bed, "Yeah, give it to her, Willie!" Literally, that was the scene, and I was just like, did that just happen? Like, why? And I can assure you, it is an actual episode because I have the box set of Alf, the box set of the live action series.
That's even more questionable. Use a box set.
As a kid, I loved Alf, and I still like the humor in it to this day. I'm gonna resend your share screen.
I agree. Give it to her, Willie.
I agree. Give it to her, Willie. Pretty much, yes. There we go. Former Atari engineer David Crane and Jerry Jessup and game designer Ed Fries discuss how the first Atari computers were really souped-up game consoles and why.
Before you play that, can you restart the share play session?
I did. I sent you the
Oh, you did? Yep. Oh, sorry.
Souped-up game consoles and why everyone was just fine with that. I wouldn't say they're souped-up game consoles. I think that's Atari. I
think it's the opposite. I think that the 5200 was a stripped-down Atari PC. That's how I would say it. But whatever.
It feels like they were just saying this shit to make more sales or something. I don't know. It's
we'll see
weird.
what they say.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither.
I think the Atari 400, 800 were really the first home computers that I felt like were designed to be in somebody's home and for an average person to utilize.
Atari, made some interesting decisions over the years. I mean, they were #1 in the world in making video games, but they saw home computers were coming. And Apple II was out, and they said, we got to compete with Apple for computers. So it came down from on high that we were going to make a computer like the Apple II, but better in some way. But the engineering department said, hey, we're video game people. Why are we doing this? But they were told, you will do this. So what actually happened was the engineers made the Atari 800 into the next best video game player. It had all the sprite capability, it had coprocessors in there. The first GPU in a computer was probably in the Atari 800. All of this stuff was going on in the engineering department, and yet the management thought we were making a computer. We were really just making a video game that we could make cool games on.
My participation was mainly on the prototype pre-production side. We had this very sophisticated, allegedly sophisticated, internal interactive test system called the PIT system that we couldn't get a single unit to pass. Labor Day 1979, can you guys work overtime over the weekend? We need to hand build some production units. because we need to put them complete through the entire process. They need to be completely finished, consumer product in the box. We need these for JCPenney so that they can make the holiday catalog. So we worked, I actually didn't leave Atari for about 3 days, hand building these units. And it was like 4 400s and 4 800s to ship on Monday to JCPenney.
This chap looks like George Lucas with a less impressive chin.
Pictures of them for the catalog, and then they immediately shipped them back.
That's funny.
That's what we
He
needed to
does.
do.
He does a little bit.
Kind of.
Someone made that joke last time too.
I think I said that last time that he does look like George Lucas.
Similar to PostScript.
George Lucas has more hair than him as well.
And squares and circles and vector graphics drawn into the bitmap of the Atari 800 and put them into the operating system so that I didn't have to put it in any of my games. So I could borrow.
Are you telling me Atari rushed something to market? I don't believe that for a second.
So yes, we were tasked with working on the operating system, but we did it our way. We did it in the video game method.
The idea came up that maybe I could get one of these machines for Christmas, and
I got 2 of them.
I was going to get an Apple II because that was what I had at school and what I thought was cool. But I got an Atari, and it was an Atari 800 with a tape cassette drive.
Atari making questionable business decisions. Next thing you'll be telling me they won't always be on top of the gaming industry.
I realized it was so much better than the Apple. Probably piss off some Apple people, but it was really an amazing machine. I mean the graphics and sound on it were incredible.
Oh yeah, totally.
And it was a super fun
incredible
machine to program.
Definitely better than the NES, SNES.
That was really what got me started.
All that stuff. Yeah. That's why they're still so successful today. Like everywhere I go, all I see is Atari consoles. Like they're all over the place.
Well, there's the VCS, whatever. I don't know if anybody actually has that.
So what did VCS stand for? Very crappy system, wasn't it?
It was video computer system or something.
Star Raiders, while Atari's computer marketing de-emphasized gaming in favor of more serious applications, the fact remained that the 400 and 800 were very capable gaming machines, as exemplified by the exclusive game Star Raiders, which was a massive early hit. You can play the slightly improved Atari 5200 version in this collection. The original artwork used on the cover for Star Raiders for Atari 8-bit computers, signed McCormack. They just look like TIE fighters, I'm sorry. It just feels like they've just ripped off designs off of other shit. Game developers Ed Fries, Jerry Jessup, and Owen Rubin talk about why Star Raiders was the game that made people want to buy an Atari computer. So we'll play the game first to see why people wanted to buy an Atari computer. What is with that cover?
That's a weird cover.
Platform, Atari 5200, release year 1982, created by Doug Neubauer. The space combat simulation Star Raiders was the first killer app.
Literally every sci-fi design was ripped off either Star Wars or Star Trek.
Was the first killer app for Atari 8-bit computers.
Stu,
The
why
5200.
do people want to buy an Atari computer?
Because it was good. Listen. Let's put it this way: the Apple II was very popular, but the graphic capabilities of the Apple was not that great. They're good. I think Atari graphics were a little bit better. It was a faster, newer computer than the Apple was, and it had a lot of good games, so that was why people bought it. Oh, you wanted me to say that Star Raiders was the killer app? That's what he was asking for. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot. I didn't realize I was being pumped there for information, but yeah, supposedly this was the killer app. It says it here too, but I have never played it, so I don't know.
The 5200 version, running on very similar hardware, but with the convenience of analog joystick and keypad controls, brought one of Atari's defining computer games to the console audience.
Yes, but also legit question.
I had an Atari 8-bit computer, like a later model. I had the Atari 800 XL, which is a really good one. It was a great computer. I mean, I wouldn't use it necessarily like today for like work, but
okay. I have to pick. Okay,
like
so
the
we'll
pilot
do
mission
pilot, yeah.
or the novice mission.
So this is the killer app of the Atari. I'm impressed. Now, what am I doing exactly?
Remember, it came out in 1979.
Yeah.
You got to compare it to its contemporaries.
Attack computer on. Now I'm Luke Skywalker.
Exactly, that's what it is. Everyone was like, Gamers Grotto. You switch off your targeting computer. What's wrong? Nothing. I'm all right. Sorry.
But I want to go to Tashi's station to pick up some power converters.
You can do your streaming once your chores are done.
I don't even know what I'm doing here, okay? This is terrible. Is there enemies?
Yeah.
Is that an enemy? Was that a planet? I just blew up a planet?
I think you're shooting planets and other planets.
Shooting planets with other planets.
That's what it looks like. Your bullets look like planets or asteroids or something. K0.
Spot, fire planets at those planets, I'm telling you.
This is probably
They
cave
need to be
sets for
destroyed.
Klingons. You gotta find some Klingons. The bottom is your coordinates. Holy crap, what the hell was that?
I don't know. Starfleet to all units. Starcruiser 7 destroyed. Posthumous garbage scow. What?
It's a posthumous rank is garbage scout captain.
Starfleet to all units. Star Destroyer 7 destroyed. Posthumously rank is garbage scout captain class 1.
What did you do wrong? I mean, how did you even die?
I apparently crashed into a planet. I don't know.
I didn't see a planet.
I don't know. I just saw a flash of light like I was having a seizure. And suddenly, everything went dark. I am not impressed with this game. We're done with that. I don't understand how that was the killer app.
From Hell's Heart.
Maybe, oh, I get it. The flashing. Oh, of course. It's a killer app because everybody was dying, having a seizure from the flashing when they were killed in the game. Yeah, that's why it's a killer app. That makes sense.
Tell me the secret of Genesis.
Right. And here we go with another video.
Killer crap.
Had access to
That's funny.
800, 400, pre-production models for probably a good year before they ever hit the marketplace. And I would literally every weekend check out an Atari 800 and prototype Star Raiders and spend the entire weekend playing Star Raiders. It was just absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't get enough of it.
One of my favorite games in the 800. I really liked Star Raiders. I still play that today. I still bring up my Atari 800 and play that occasionally.
Star Raiders was the killer app. Star Raiders was...
Why did that guy look like he was being forced to say that at gunpoint? Star Raiders was my favorite game. I promise. It's my favorite.
It was very well done. It had a lot of depth. It was easy. It had easy modes where people could get through it, and you could work up to the harder modes. And the harder modes just made things a little more difficult. They didn't penalize you for getting good at the game. So,
what did I do with my 800? And I actually did buy an Atari 800 in the company store, and I paid full price for it, full employee price. And I played Star Raiders because that's what you did on the Atari 800. There was
guys, this fellow looks a little like George Lucas. You ever notice?
I did go through some of the learning things, but I played.
We already discussed that.
Star Raiders, which was, I think, probably for a couple of years, the most phenomenal game you could play outside of an arcade.
Really?
The most phenomenal game you could play outside an arcade. Yeah, okay. Whatever.
Even better than Beat 'em and Eat 'em?
Shut up. The Atari 830, before fiber and Wi-Fi, going online with your personal computer required a slightly different procedure. The Atari 830 acoustic modem let you attach your telephone handset to your computer so you could dial up a local bulletin board and connect with other Atari users. Or just dial 911, I guess. Mom!
Nothing is better than beating them and then eating them, I assure you.
In this TV commercial from 1981, families discover that many of their problems can be solved with an Atari computer, but not all of them.
Internet.
I'm guessing that one of the problems that can't be solved is the mother herself. Having an annoying mother that can't be solved by an Atari computer.
Well, let's find out. Let's find out what problems can be solved with an Atari computer.
Using our Atari and the modem, we got the post office, the postal code for Zimbabwe. We were able to mail our mom out to Zimbabwe. I don't know.
Problems can be solved with a computer, but not all of them.
Mom alert.
Go back to your beating up noises, sleeve.
Atari brings the computer age home.
Okay, Ma. What's the capital of Nebraska?
Okay.
Atari home computers can teach you or reach you with important information anytime, day or night.
I already checked the computer. The Bears lost.
How about the Lions?
What's with that guy's hair?
Oh, you owe me on that too.
Why does his hair look?
Don't be absurd. Zimbabwe doesn't have a postal system.
Hey guys, how about a deal? The car tonight for Atari basketball.
No. In fact, there's
What?
no end
Losers.
to possibilities with Atari home.
What did he have in his hand?
Keys to the car.
Yeah, what a blunder. He should be removed from stream.
Watch this. Hey, Mom. What's the capital of Delaware?
Dover.
I told you she's smart.
Atari.
Oh, yes. Yes, she's brilliant.
What's all kind of thing? What's it? Alright, whatever.
We don't discuss these commercials. We just watch them and laugh.
I mean, who I don't know. Whatever.
In late 1981, Atari established the Atari Program Exchange, or APX, a division that would publish and sell the best Atari computer programs submitted by users. The biggest APX hit was Caverns of Mars by Gray Christensen, a vertically scrolling shooter in which the player infiltrated a cavern, set a bomb, then escaped. Atari later released this under its own label.
By the way, that's not true, in my opinion. Caverns of Mars is a great game, but it was not the biggest APX hit. You know what I think the biggest APX hit was? The game Eastern Front by Chris Crawford. It was like it was like basically a war game. Like, and it was so popular, and they re-released it like 1,000 times. And Chris Crawford went on to become, he actually started the International Game Developer Association. He went on to become like a big-time developer. Yeah. This stuff is cool, though.
Eastern Front was trash.
Did you play Eastern Front always asleep, or are you just saying that to an idiot?
The original artwork used on the cover of the Atari published version of Caverns of Mars, signed McCormack. Kind of reminds me of Descent for some reason. Alright. Guide your fighter through the perilous caverns of Mars.
Before my time.
By the way, I had Eastern Front, like a pirated version, and I had no clue how to play it. So, like,
what in the hell am I looking? Okay, hold up. They couldn't even put in an actual game graphic. They just had to. That's
weird. They made it like a newspaper. I have this game, but not this version. I have the APX version.
No, but the game doesn't actually look like this. This looks like it was drawn in with pencil crayon.
The game looks better than this, actually. That's the funny thing about it. Artist rendering. It's funny. This is a good game. You started to play it last time. I don't think you got that far, but this is a good game.
No, I do remember. Platform Atari 800, release year 1981. Greg Christensen was still a senior in high school when he created Caverns of Mars, a vertical space shooting game which proved so successful within the homebrew Atari Program Exchange, its biggest seller, that Atari ultimately published it as an official game cartridge in 1983. Yeah, I do remember this. I had to shoot at the fuel.
Yeah, this looks good.
It gets better too. You didn't get that far. You got killed pretty quickly before.
Yeah, I never got this far last time. Okay.
Good job there. Why is it going so fast? Are you pressing down, or is this is the speed?
No, that's the speed it's going.
Make sure you get the fuel too. There you go. It's tough the fact that like the guns are not in the middle. The guns are on the sides of your ship.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. It takes some time to get used to that. Because you can't just like blast.
It's very jarring actually. Makes it a lot harder because you have to be off to the side to shoot straight on, but not necessarily easy to do that.
This is like the fast food games too, played but downwards and less tasty.
The original title for this game was
tasty.
The original title for this game apparently was Caverns of Always Asleep's Mom.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Well, you can do better than that. Play again. I want to see you play. Like, get a little further in the game.
I'll try.
Best game about blowing up Mars that isn't Doom Eternal. Also, how dare you?
That's it. You gotta unsubscribe from Stu's channel now.
I don't subscribe to my channel. I love you. All's forgiven. This part is easy. It's not so easy because you gotta go like sort of sideways here.
It reminds me of, you know what it reminds me of? Battletoads. Remember when that second mission in Battletoads
when you go down,
going down the cave, the cavern?
Yeah, hanging from like that rope or whatever.
Yeah, it reminds me exactly of that. Except that was all randomized. This isn't. Thankfully.
Let's see if you can. Okay, stay a little higher. Go a little higher. Just pull it. Like go up. Yeah, give yourself some more space.
What is this, like New York City? What
am I? Man, come on, dude.
I'm trying my best. I'm not the Atari master like you are. If this was a Stu's review stream, he'd stretch this game to 3 hours. Make it so.
He probably he would. He totally would.
You need to I need to make an easier version of this called like Caverns of Mars, the Nathan Drake edition, or something like that. This part keeps getting you. Oh, you got through. Oh no! You dying in the same place every time.
It's not. It's not easy. It's. I hate to say.
Can I try? I don't think I'll be able to do it because like of the lag, right?
It's gonna lag, unfortunately.
That sucks. It's too bad.
I mean, it is a good game. I do enjoy it, but
because there's a lot more to it. You only got like to the second thing. It's after you gotta plant a bomb and then go back up to the top or something. It says here, the player infiltrate a cavern, set a bomb, and then escape.
Yeah.
And there's a sequel to it too called something of Phobos. I forgot.
Well, there you go. Always Asleep.
Tunnels of Always Asleep's.
You own Caverns of Mars too?
Yeah, I do own Caverns of Mars.
Here you go.
You want a copy?
Here you go. Always Asleep. Your two hot moms are back. Two families. In this TV ad comparing Atari's computers to rival brands, one family is excited about upcoming games for their Atari 800, while another family feels they may have made a big mistake. Uh-oh, what did they buy? Did they buy a Mac?
These families are learning about home computers. The family with the Atari home computer is learning
Spanish, German.
Yes, now kiss each other.
No foreign language.
The Atari family is learning.
Some programs teach us to program.
The other.
We've only one.
And while the Atari family learns to play Centipede Star Raiders and soon...
E.T.
The other learned...
We made a mistake.
But they both have Ataris.
Programs featuring the world's most popular games, but some only with Atari.
Or was it Commodore? What you can play that again?
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah.
Was it a Commodore?
I don't
These
know.
families are learning about home computers.
I think it's the
family
it's the
with
Commodore.
Atari home computer is learning
Spanish, German,
French.
Italian.
the other.
Bullshit.
No foreign languages.
The Atari family.
Yeah, it's a
is
Commodore. It's a Commodore
Wait,
computer.
learning The other.
We've only one.
Yeah.
And while the Atari family
Also, it would help if they turned on their TV. I'm just saying.
the other learns
They may learn something.
over 1,000 programs featuring the world's most popular games, but sorry, only with Atari.
You know,
Like,
the beginning of that commercial, it's like-
literally, that commercial is so dumb because they have shit on their screen, and the other family doesn't have anything on their screen. So it's absolutely
The ones
pointless.
who bought the computer that can play it are absolutely the ones who made a mistake.
The ones who can play ET. No, the thing is, like,
I don't know about you, but I remember when I saw ET in theaters and stuff like that, or on home VHS back in the day. I do remember ET masturbating his neck to fly in the air. Don't you? I'm pretty sure that was a thing. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It was the weirdest game ever.
In the beginning of that video, it's like, what languages have you learned on your Atari? Like, I learned French and Spanish and Italian. Like, all right, kid. Like, okay, be honest. What language have you actually learned on your Atari? Nothing. Like, come on. Just because the program exists doesn't mean you learn the language. I call bullshit on that.
Yeah, no, it's totally the entire commercial is stupid. It doesn't help that the other family doesn't have their TV on at all. It's literally frozen on a blank image of a blue screen. It doesn't make any sense. There's no comparison. That's the problem. It's just like, oh, the Atari's better because we said so. Is all I'm getting from that commercial. Yeah. Miner 2049er, another breakout hit for the 400, 800 computers. Miner 2049er was a platform game created by Bill Hogue, which he published through his company Big 5 Software. The recipient of Game of the Year in the 1984 Archie Awards, Miner 2049er was one of the best-selling computer games of the era. Many different Miner 2049er advertisements ran in video game magazines from mid-1983 all the way until late 1984.
I wonder why they specifically got, like, the rights for Miner 49er. I mean, like, it must be because the company doesn't exist anymore and they don't care, but...
I don't know.
There's so many games that they made for Atari, like, why this one specifically, they're calling it out so many times. But
Electronic Games Magazine, 1984 arcade.
You definitely should play this because, like, you played the 2600 version. Now you can see what it's really supposed to look like.
You and Mounty Bounty Bob. What?
His name is Bounty Bob, and he's a Mountie.
You and Mounty Bounty Bob follow the notorious Yukon Johan into the depths of an abandoned uranium mine. But before you can capture him, you've got to maneuver through 10 increasingly difficult levels of traps, tricks, and lethal challenges. You'll scale ladders.
Like Steve's mom.
Oh my god. Yeah.
My mom doesn't have a beard like that.
Wait, what? Your mom doesn't have a beard like that? So she does have a beard. Okay, all right.
My mom doesn't have any kind of beard.
No. You're covering up your mistake there. No, I think it was better the first time. My mom doesn't have a beard like that.
All right, you got me.
You'll scale ladders, make death-defying leaps, jump from moving platforms, neutralize deadly mutants, avoid crushing stompers, even shoot yourself out of a cannon. And through it all, you'll be racing against the clock. Skill, endurance, split-second timing.
From the circus? Boring. She has stubble. I felt it against my own.
Your mom looks like the donkey always asleep.
Oh my god, you guys. Skill, endurance, split-second timing. You're going to need every ounce you can muster to conquer Miner 2049er. But if you like multi-screen, full-color arcade action games, Miner 2049er will blow your mind. You fucking stupid ad. Alright, although it was touted in this November 1983 two-page advertisement spread, Bill Hoag's planned follow-up to Miner 2049er called Scraper Caper never actually came out. Bounty Bob would make his return in a different game called Bounty Bob Strikes Back in 1985.
Yep.
Alright, let's
play.
Platform Atari 800, released year 1982, Miner 2049er helped establish the platform gameplay that dominated home gaming in the decade that followed. The Atari computer version used a 16K cartridge instead of the standard 8K,
to make Bounty Bob happen,
making it unusually expensive for its time. Oh yeah, you're right. This looks totally better than what I was playing before. It's the same shit.
Well, it's a little better. He has a smile on his face now.
He had a smile on his face before, Stu.
There's slopes. There's a slope.
You're confusing it. He had a smile on his face. I didn't.
Well, first of all, it's moving like 100 times faster, number one.
That's true. That's
number
true.
two, the ground actually slopes.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, you're right. The level design is a lot better.
It might be worse, actually.
Yeah. No. Oh.
Still has those over-dramatic deaths and the seizures at the beginning of the game, so I'm glad that we established the Atari Code of Conduct for these games.
This is meant to be a minor. Looks like an offensive Asian stereotype.
Is it like a coolie or something?
I think the hat thing on his head that looks like a wok, I think it's literally a freaking a miner's hat. It's just that it's badly rendered. Oh, shut up.
That was sort of funny.
What? Did the level just change? I don't know, the
color changed.
The color has changed. Alright, that's
Nah,
interesting.
I mostly just meant the hat.
Cool me here, mate. There we go.
Try to jump to it from a little bit further away. No, not that. Yeah, like not.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Give me a sec.
You want to clear the whole rest of it first, and then like you'll die right at the very end. Jump and get those guys. Not now, not now, not now. Good job.
So they don't respawn in?
No, they don't respawn. So part of the strategy is using the object strategically. To, this first level is easy, but sometimes it's like harder to like kill them. They're standing right on that platform or something.
I was gonna grab the last guy, but I don't think I have enough time.
No! Oh, I told you from further away. Game over, minor one. Hey, dipshit. Sorry.
Alright, hold on. Dipshit.
Blew it.
There you go. Dipshit. Stu? Question marks.
No, that's not Stu.
Oh, whoops. I'll do one more round.
Yeah, try again.
Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Jeez. Can I jump? Okay. I was gonna say, can I not jump on that thing from underneath it, but I guess not. Oh, for Pete's sakes. The flashing siren thing is really annoying.
Yeah, it is annoying, I agree. I think they were able to do that effect. They decided to milk it for what it's worth.
I do like the frames that they use in this collection, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a TV screen. You know what I mean? It's really
Yeah, I
cool.
think it's very cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's very cool. It's like a TV I used to have. Yeah. Oh, you got lucky there.
I know. So how far back are you thinking?
Like from like maybe a little bit closer. There. Oh, maybe. There you go. Perfect. Oh, you missed the top part. The top right.
Oh shit.
You're almost out of time. You're about to die. Good job. I don't like the fact there's a time. Oh, this is basically the other game. The level you're playing the other one.
Kind of, except this time, kind of similar, I suppose. What? Oh, shit, I didn't see that slide. Alright. Oh my god. Alright. It's really hard to realize that those slides are a part of the game and not just background image, you know what I mean?
The slides are great. October 10th.
October 10th. I'm telling you, those slides are the greatest October 10th slides I've ever been on. Okay. I'm trying to get the... Oh my god. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go this way. Ugh. Okay. I'm almost out of oxygen. Alright, well, we got the idea anyway.
Yeah, it's got the idea. It's a fun game, right?
Yeah, no, it's not bad at all.
It's something different.
Juggles House. One of the major selling points of personal computers to parents was the fact that a computer might help their children get a leg up on their education. Atari software like Juggles' House...
January 10th.
Atari software like Juggles' House extended that promise even to the younger kids.
I mean, this seems like Juggles' House. It sounds like a bad place for a kid to be. It's like Bubbles' House or something.
Yeah. Gavin thinks he's playing. An ad for Juggles' House from the fall 1983 edition of Atari Connection magazine. Gavin thinks he's playing. Gavin's mother knows he's learning. Ha 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 ha. With colorful graphics, lively melodies, and captivating computer animation, Juggles' House teaches upper and lower, inside and outside. What?
What? I guess those are the words that it teaches.
Teaches upper and lower, inside and outside. Understanding these concepts helps your child learn to recognize shapes and letters to begin reading. Games with windows, toy shelves, and a clown's house help children understand basic writing and counting concepts. And naturally, Juggles' House comfortably establishes computer awareness. Give your child Juggles' House for its early learning benefit.
Kid looks old enough to understand what inside and outside is.
Oh, I thought...
Gavin.
I totally misread that. I thought they were saying the child. They were calling the child it. It meaning the game. Give your child Juggles' House for its early learning fundamentals. Or give your child Juggles' House for the fun of it.
That's awesome.
Yes. The mother looking so proud as her son is not really playing anything. It looks like he's just like placing both hands on the keyboard.
A child called it.
Child called it. In March 1983, Atari attempted to update its 8-bit computer line for the 1980s, producing the sleek, metallic accented 1200 XL. The updated design concealed the fact that it was roughly identical to the 400 and 800 under the hood. The high $899 price tag made it such a non-starter that Atari took it off the market within months.
Really?
Apparently.
Interesting.
Atari
Like
600.
I had the 800. This is what I had, the 800 XL.
Atari 600 XL and 800 XL. Atari quickly moved to replace the failed 1200 XL with two cheaper, smaller models. The 600 XL and the 800 XL were fundamentally identical to the 400 and 800, but with more RAM. But this time, the cheaper pricing, $199 over $299, combined with the updated look, were a hit. The 800 XL, in particular, was Atari's best-selling computer model of all time.
That was sort of funny because it sounded, when you read that, it sounded like you thought it was like $199 US or $299 Canadian or something like that. But they were saying the A600 was $199.
No. I knew what it meant. No, they're comparing the price between the two of them.
Yeah, I had the 800 XL. It was a good machine.
It's going.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was $1,000 for that 800 in 1979, and then 4 years later they got to be able to make a better computer for like a third of the price. It's crazy.
Why does that name look so fake? Computer enthusiast Alan Alda uses the Atari 800 XL computer system. Alda reports it's going all the time.
Hey, 1 second, okay?
Yeah, no worries. If you've got a question, call 1-800-672-1404. All right. Atari got actor Alan Alda to endorse the new XL computers in this advertisement from the spring of 1984. Wait, so he's an actor? Who the hell is this guy? I've never heard of him.
This is the guy from MASH.
Oh, okay. Are you back now, or are you still...
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
I'm back.
Atari's main advantage over its rivals in the home computer market was its vast library of well-known exclusive games.
Alan Alda, what a sellout.
In 1983, Atari apparently decided it could make more money by simply providing these games for its competitors' machines. The Atari Soft division was a huge hit, although it came to an end after Jack Tramiel took over.
And they made a lot of Atari, like all the colors, like tell you what computer it's for.
Yeah.
So you zoom in on that. So the interesting thing is, like, Joust apparently like never came out for IBM PC. But there is a like a leaked version online, but like apparently actually never was released officially.
Mm-hmm.
All those other ones though, I think I have all those other ones.
So then they were color coordinated based on what they were for.
That's very, cool. But very boring boxes. If you look at it, I mean, like,
oh yeah,
like literally just big word of the name was most of the box, and on the back and a couple actually it wasn't even real screenshots. I think it was a couple of fake screenshots, and like that's it. But yeah, they sold a lot of these.
A new era. In June 1984, Jack Tramiel's company acquired the assets of the Atari computer and home gaming divisions from Warner Communications. Tramiel renamed his company Atari Corporation and set about developing a new 16-bit PC aimed primarily at competing with his old company, Commodore.
Interesting guy.
Are they brothers?
That's his son, I think. The guy at the top is the father, the guy below is his son.
Okay.
So Jack Tramiel was like, yeah, he's the guy who founded Commodore. I think he was a Holocaust survivor, and like he was apparently very cheap, from what I heard. And then when he took over Atari, like he just ran them into the ground, essentially.
Wait, it all dates back more than 25 years ago to Toronto, Canada, where in 1958 a young man with a dream, a lot of guts, and a vision started a typewriter. Wait, so the founder of Atari is Canadian?
I guess. I don't think he's actually Canadian. I think he's from. Maybe he was in Canada when that happened. I don't think he was born in Canada. Let's see. I'm looking up. Because, like I said, I think he's from the Holocaust or whatever. Yeah, he was born in Poland.
Okay, that makes sense. Bill Hogue followed up Miner 2049er with Bounty Bob Strikes Back. While the gameplay was similar to the original, the graphics now had an appealing pseudo 3D look. Atari 800, release year 1984, the sequel to Miner 2049er retained the platform gameplay, but refined the formula, adding a pseudo 3D perspective to the graphics and boasting 25 levels, compared to the original game's 10.
You basically played this before because you played it was exactly the same game.
Bob's Morning Calisthenics. Oh, it's exactly the same game.
I told you. I said the Atari 5200 and the Atari.
I really thought this Bob guy was going to be a thing.
The Atari 8-bit and the Atari 5200 is literally the exact same machine. So like, it's
so
exactly the same.
So they're basically putting the same game on twice.
Yeah.
Atari ST. Atari introduced the Atari ST computer in the spring of 1985. Based on the 16-bit Motorola 68000 chip, it embraced the then new concept of the Graphical User Interface, or GUI. Setting users point and click on the screen with a mouse, the ST line was mostly successful in Europe, where it became a popular gaming platform.
You know what ST stood for?
Sexually transmitted. What?
My understanding is that it's, at least that what I've heard is that it stands for 1632.
Ah, okay.
Because like it had some 16-bit components and some 32-bit components.
I'm glad that they tell us here that that's a keyboard. I wouldn't have known otherwise, so I'm glad that they told us that that's what we're looking at.
I mean, all these models are pretty cool. They were like, it was like the whole computer in the space was almost just a keyboard. I mean, like, I guess the Amiga was like that too.
The Tramiel-led Atari Corporation also gave the 8-bit computer lines one more upgrade, introducing the low-priced XE line at under $200. It had the redesigned look of the ST, but was fundamentally the same computer that dated back to the 1970s and the 400 800. Atari XEGS, now nearly 10 years old, the Atari 8-bit architecture got one more release in 1987 as the Atari XE game system. Atari released a new line of game cartridges with the XEGS branding, although most of them were essentially the same games that had appeared on the computers in the Atari 5200 home system. This made it difficult for the XEGS to compete. Oh, I'll zoom in on that.
Yeah, I've never actually seen one of those in person, I don't think. It doesn't really have a lot of interest for me because it's basically just the same exact thing,
These
redesigned.
buttons up here, start.
Yeah, I mean, Atari had those. It's those buttons that were on the right in the other models. Like, yeah, like it's one of them says start on it, one of them select. It's based on like the original 2600.
Oh Jesus, this is the game you were playing the one day.
Yeah.
One game that was only released in XEGS packaging was a port of the 1983 arcade game Food Fight. Ultimately, very few XE games were released, and it had a short shelf life. The original art used for the cover of home versions of Food Fight.
Well, why would you want to play this if you could play the 7800 version of Food Fight?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a 7800 version of Food Fight in here or not. I'm not sure.
Well, there's one in general. I don't know if it's on this compilation.
Platform Atari 800, release year 1989, a port of Atari's arcade game starring Charlie Chuck, who flings foodstuffs at a trio of aggressive chefs and vice versa. The home computer version of Food Fight was one of only 32 games released under the Atari XE computer banner. However, its single joystick and lone action button made it a good fit for that system's controller, which was the same Atari CX40 joystick included with the Atari 2600. Definitely beginner.
It looks the same to me, but it's more jerky.
It is. No. Yeah, you know what? I did play this game before.
Yeah.
In this collection, there's more than one version of this game.
Is there a 7800 version?
I think so.
You passed the 7800 already, right? You played Asteroids before it was 7800. I'm pretty sure that. Yeah, I think the other one is definitely better. I don't know.
It's. I agree with you that it's too jerky. The movements are too jerky.
Where was the other one? Wasn't there another one? You gotta get back completely back, I guess, right? I'm confused. This timeline is confusing me. It was completely out of the computer section.
Okay, so let's go to the game library.
Sort by platform. Go to 7800. Go to the left a couple times. No, it was there. You had it before. Oh, you move this way too, I guess. No, not sort by year. Don't sort by year. It's like worse. Okay, sort by platform. Yeah. Okay. At the top is 2600. Can you move that to the right? You see the green thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're not moving the right thing. The green dude. This is 2600. Is there a way to scroll that to the right, or you gotta just scroll the whole thing to the right?
No. You can't scroll that to the right. You have to go through it like this.
All right, so go to the right all the way then. A lot of games included. Keep going. Okay. There we go. Oh, it's not here. There's no food fight. Weird. I wonder why not.
That's weird, because I do know... Hold on, let's go further up.
You probably played it for the arcade. You probably played the arcade. They must have the arcade version here.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Alright, so let's... Oh, I don't think that's where we were. Down with PCs is what we're on. Alright, so let's hop over here to where we were. Because we're almost done this chapter.
Yeah.
Having been ousted by the company he founded, Commodore, just after it launched the Commodore 64 computer, new Atari CEO Jack Tramiel was focused on defeating his former company. But with Atari and Commodore so focused on each other, it was Apple computers that ended up the most popular machines of the era. By 1987, the trends were clear. The IBM-compatible forerunners of today's modern PCs were dominating the home computer market. Atari even entered the market with the Atari PC, releasing the first models in 1987.
You had that Tandy 1000. Not this, they're saying that the market was becoming dominated by... Yeah, these are, right?
Before it left the computer business, Atari had one more first. The first palm-top PC, the Atari Portfolio. Compatible with the IBM standard, Portfolio let users do basic tasks like text editing and spreadsheets on a tiny device. Then, transfer the data to their home PC. It famously appeared in the film Terminator 2. Oh yeah, John Connor used that computer to hack into an ATM in Terminator 2.
That's so cool.
Atari Falcon. Atari's final computer was the Falcon, a 32-bit machine that was only produced for a year and is today a high-priced collector's item.
For losers.
That is a terrible photo of it. This is the numeric keypad. Yoomp, created in I don't know. Created in 2007 by a 4-person team from Poland, Yoomp is an action game in which a bouncing ball travels down a tube. The sophisticated graphics show how much can be.
4 falcons.
Show how much. What? Okay.
Like Atari falcons or like actual bird falcons?
He doesn't. I'm pretty sure it's sexual with him.
Yeah, probably.
The sophisticated graphics show how much can be done with 1970s hardware and decades of know-how.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it. We know you too well. Oh, look at those graphics. They look interesting.
Is this a real box? Can you do this shot again?
Is it a real box? I
wonder if it's like a real box or just like they made a mock-up of it. Like, what the hell? Alright, whatever. Let's play the game. Let's see if it's any good. Look at a fake box to me.
Platform Atari 800, release year 2007. Tunnel Jumper is not a common genre, but the innovative indie game Yoomp certainly defines it. Players traverse a tubular maze, steering a ball that bounces along with a reactive soundtrack. It's a great example of modern programmers continuing to innovate on Atari home computers. Oh, it's even got a loading screen. And I remember back in my day when we had loading screens. Stereo not detected?
Okay. Let's fire to you.
That's what she said.
I've seen games like this. So you only can jump 3 times. So remember, don't not jump unless you need to. I just play a game like this. I play this. You died. I played this on the Commodore 64. It's called Trailblazer. And I also died like really fast because like it's so psychedelic that like it's hard to pay attention to what the hell's going on.
Yeah. I feel like a remake was done of this.
You gotta try to stay on the path.
Yeah, no, I do get it.
I mean, I know you get it. I'm just explaining it to ways asleep. You died. You can jump 3 times. So if you're gonna die, try to take advantage of the jump.
Okay. Just want to double check that it's going to be X instead of, spamming the X button and then realizing that it's not the button.
I like the music.
I know. I started a cult based on my love of you.
Jump, dude.
You started a cult based on your love of you?
Jump. I want to see you jump 1 time before you die. Oh, you wasted it now. Good job.
No, I was making sure that it works because every time I was hitting the button, it wasn't letting me do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Oh, good. Oh, what happened?
Like this is what I mean.
You jumped, but then you went to the right and you fell off the side. That was like perfect. You had it down. Oh, let you continue. There you go. Yeah. You're youping now. Boom, boom, boom.
Can you imagine being stoned out of your mind and playing this?
I think you have to be stoned for this.
Bro, do you even
Alright.
Bro, do you even you? I'm telling you, man. Whoa, far out.
Good job.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
I don't like the way it says you died. Like, that could be a little better.
What do you want it to say? You suck? You take bad. Alright. Well, we yoomed our last yoomp. That was interesting. I don't know how popular it would have been. Into the 90s. Ultimately, the dominance of the IBM-compatible PC meant Atari's exit from the computer business in the early 90s, but it was already planning a big move back into video games. You've been warned. And now we are on our final chapter, the 1990s and beyond. Atari comes roaring back. A pair of deadly felines leads Atari's charge into a new decade as it introduces its first handheld platform and its first CD-ROM system. Meanwhile, the Atari 2600 just keeps going and going. So that's where we're going to end the stream for today. So thank you very much to Always Asleep, Stu's Game Reviews for helping me out for this stream today, obviously. Always Asleep. Lester joined us. Yip Yop was here. And if I missed anybody else, I do apologize. Oh, and Dorian. Dorian, of course, Dorian. So thank you very much to all of you for tuning in tonight. And thank you very much to Stu for helping me with this stream tonight. It's greatly appreciated. If you like what you see, consider liking and subscribing. I cover PS4, PS5, PC, and VR games. If any of that interests you, consider liking and subscribing. And please check out Stu's Game Reviews, where if you want to see more of Atari games, TRS-80 games, and even more modern games. He sometimes covers those as well. So check out his channel. He also goes to actual pinball arcades and stuff like that, and does a lot of videos on that stuff too. So if any of that interests you, check out Stu's Game Reviews on YouTube. I will put a link in the description.
And if it doesn't interest you, check out Stu's Game Reviews.
There you go. And even if it doesn't interest you. So basically, what we're saying is Stu will sacrifice you to a volcano unless you check out his channel. So thank you very much once again, everybody, for tuning in tonight. And we'll see you soon at the Gamers Grotto. Tune in the next couple of days. We're going to be jumping into another game. We're going to be hopping into a game by Justin Roiland, the creator of Rick and Morty. So we're going to check out a game he recently did called High on Life. We're going to be checking that out over the next couple of days. It's a first-person shooter set in a sci-fi universe with aliens and a whole bunch of stuff. Really fun. So, and then after that, we're going to be hopping back into the final chapter of the Atari collection, which is covering modern-day Atari games from the 90s and 2000s. So this is the chapter we're on now, which is the final chapter of this collection. So joining me for that, I'm going to get Stu back for that. And we'll be doing that sometime within the next couple of days as well. So thank you once again, everybody, for tuning in. I'll see you soon at the Gamers Grotto. Take care once again. Have a wonderful night.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a wonderful night, guys, and we'll see you soon. Take care.